also gives a running count of how their PR, their performance rating is showing how they're playing overall. And I'm willing to bet that they're both going to play under 3, which is pretty amazing backgammon for anybody. But that's a pretty amazing bet, isn't it?
Yeah.
I bet they're both going to be under 3. You want to take that bet or not?
They'll both be under 3.
Yeah, $10.
I have the over or the under?
You could have either one, because I think that's a good line. Isn't it amazing to be talking like this, though?
Yeah.
Talking about 2 players playing under 3 at the beginning of a match. I mean, I think Mochi's average is 2.6 or 2.3, and he's the, and that's not the pressure of the World Championships. By the way, we've changed this year to a single elimination. The loser of this match has got to say bye-bye to the World Championship. So there's tremendous pressure on. How often do you have a chance to win the World Championship? Only once a year, but still. And they've had to get by, what, 4 rounds to get here? 3 or 4 rounds?
Yeah, we're currently in the round of 64. If you want to know where we're at as far in the championship division, you can look at the top of the screen. It says that we are in the main round of 64.
A very quick double and a very quick pass. And look at the, you'll see on the right that it's very, very wrong to not double and very, very wrong to take. So they both made a fairly easy decision very quickly. Now, when I have a sure double that I know it's a sure pass, I take more time to try and snooker my opponent, but I don't think Ali is thinking that way when he's playing Ryan Rebelo.
No. Both of these players are, of course, just trying to find the best play all of the time. Ryan's intuitive sense for the game is better than anyone I've ever really seen. And his ability to kind of absorb new stuff and just be able to recall it at any instant is just.
There's only one other player that rivals that, in my opinion, would be Matt Cohen-Geyer for having that natural talent to instantly see what's right.
I didn't know him when he was like back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
So.
But he's still around. He's just not playing that much.
No, for sure. I've seen him in.
I think he's ranked number 2 on Galaxy, or right up there.
I think him and Ryan go back and forth.
Yeah. So Matt lives in Vegas, and so does Bill Phipps. They play each other a lot, and we've seen Bill Phipps with some amazing performances here and previously. Got a lot of great players. I mean, it's hard to think of too many great players that aren't here. Wilcox Snelling is obviously missing, but he's taken a year off from backgammon.
He's taken a bit of a sabbatical.
Yep, sorry to see it. He's right. He was right on the cusp of taking back the top spot. He was the number 1 player at one point, 1993. Is it boring when they get every play right? I mean,
No.
it's hard for me to sound smart when they get every single play right, isn't it?
I kind of like it. I mean,
it's relaxing.
It's like walking on a knife's edge, just trying to kind of keep the whole game moving forward. Some of these plays for plays of this caliber are quite obvious and clear, but it's nice when they do have to slow down, think tactically about a position, and think about your opponent's next best rolls. Like, I mean, this seems pretty clear, I believe, that of course Ali is going to enter and play 6 to 5, but he's really considering all of the other options just as a matter of process. When something more complex comes up later, that he's mentally focused.
Look at this.
Oh, look at this. I would not have expected
I didn't even think of that play. I guess he's afraid of the return double hit shots.
Yeah, I guess so.
But that was a mistake.
But the unstacking of the distribution.
Yeah, you don't want more checkers on your ace point. That was a mistake. Uncharacteristic mistake. And you're going to see it when the next time the PR flashes up, he won't be playing under 3 anymore. See, look at that. He went to 5 PR. He was under 3. What, 1 play? Of course, that's because it's very early in the match, and he hasn't had that many moves.
The players haven't gathered enough decisions yet to lower their average. So.
But for a guy like me, that wasn't a bad play. For a guy like Ali, that was a pretty bad play. He will not be happy with that when he sees it later. Well, that's a nice roll.
2-1.
Step up with the 2. You got to get. Look how his motions are so quick. He's fighting hard not to hit the clock every time.
Yeah.
He's trying to hold his hand. He's probably using one hand to hold the other hand so he doesn't hit the clock.
He's trying not to explode, this guy.
I mean, he is, among other things, ADD, I'm sure.
No, I don't know. I mean, he is able to sit there and focus, I think, but he does want the match to be over with him as the victor as quick as possible.
It looks like 6-5 is right here because you want to have more. It is right. Good. Yeah, I honestly wasn't looking. There's an argument to split the back checkers, but this is right. Got some nice offense over there by splitting.
6-3. Okay, well, this seems pretty clear. Step one, we make the anchor, and then we only have 1-6, which just picks up this checker. All we're trying to do is just create, you know, incremental improvements, play by play. And so the anchor seemed to be the most important thing. And then what do we have next?
But the key feature there is that he was up 27 pips in the race, so he doesn't want to get fancy. He wants to bring the checkers home. You know that saying, when you're up in the race. So that was that's the key thing that made him play that ugly play to the 3-point.
Yeah. 6-1 is ugly, but I understand it.
Again, you're up in the race. He wants to race, especially with a blot inside, and it happens to be by far the right play. You would get into that hitting play. That second play you see is making the 1 point. You'd do that if you were way down in the race or if there were other blots around the board.
Yeah, well, you can see that, like, you know, your other alternatives would be either breaking some of your outside structure, moving forward, but attacking checkers behind an anchor, like you're going to blitz him off the board, just isn't a thing when he has that 21-point anchor, right?
Very good point.
So the other option would be what, playing 2 down or something, and that doesn't seem ideal either.
So you don't try to prime your opponent when he's got the 4-point, when he's holding your 4-point. You don't try to hit him when you're way up in the race. That leaves one game plan.
And this leaves him in a good spot moving forward, right?
Yep.
The checker on Black's ace point is a real weakness. It would want to be covered as soon as possible, but this number doesn't allow for it. And I think Ali is kind of wafting between a few different plays because you can see that, like, he really wants to find a way to attack that checker, but then there's the blot on the 1, and then there'll just be a blot on the 4 as well. But all of those to be sent back. I think it is difficult for really strong players to just make this type of quiet play of just stepping up and playing 5-3 because you feel like, hey, I'm down in the race. I shouldn't be stepping up, right? He's just going to run out, and then I'm going to be in this race down so many pips. How do I win?
So people look at the XG feed and you see that anything but the right play is a blunder, and they think, well, should be easy to find the right play because it's a blunder. But that's not true at all. There are blunder plays that, like Justin just said, many players will get it wrong because it's not easy. There are tough plays. This is a tough one.
I agree, because you kind of feel like you should be hitting, but he can sense that something is wrong with it. But also stepping up and just playing 5-3 feels almost like resigning the game, even though he still wins 37% of the time after the best play.
Well, I know I'm very confident over the board I would flip a coin and then blame luck if I get it wrong. Wow.
You know, I actually made a coin one time, Phil, and on one side of the coin it said take, and on the other side of the coin it said pass.
You did?
Yeah, I had that made.
I had a little dreidel type spinner that said yes, no, take or pass. I was playing Mochi. I flipped the coin. Mochi grabbed the coin and said, I'd rather you decide. That's how clever he was. He knew I was more likely to get it wrong by deciding than letting the coin drop. It was really fun. Very smart. It was not a good play, and you see his PR is not, you don't see it right now,
but you can see why the play was difficult. Stepping up just feels bad when you're up so much in the when you're losing the race so much.
So Ryan's up in the race. He's up in position and he's up in threats. That's a lot of reasons to give the Cuban, and maybe some reasons not to. But look, it wasn't a double.
He's considering the pointing play, but I think escaping the prime and hitting just seems a little bit nicer. I think one of the problems he has with looking at this play is that he's afraid that by hitting this checker here, that he might make a double anchor when he re-enters, which would make getting home pretty hard. But escaping seems to be the most important part of this situation.
He found the right play.
And he just hopes that this doesn't happen. And
Well,
it doesn't.
The 1-4 back game isn't terrifically timed. It wouldn't be that disastrous if he made the ace point. Play quietly. What else? No, no, no. Play quietly. What else? Well, it's 2%.
Yeah, 6-4 though, double fives. Those are some swing numbers for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, this gives you pretty
this is
decent
the right play.
distribution anyway.
This is the right play. Don't get fancy. Don't overthink it. Ryan's one of the reasons Ryan likes to play fast. He's afraid if he thinks too long, he'll screw it up. Because he trusts his instinct so well.
Yes, I mean, the cause of a lot of my cue blunders over the board are talking myself into my natural optimism.
Sometimes it's a huge negative that Ali's made the ace point. I mean, that's not a good priming game. If he gets the shot, it's not going to be easier to hold him in after you've made your ace point to make a prime.
Yeah. I don't think there's any options now. I think Ryan has to make the 1 point and pay off to some of these shots from the roof. There's a blot in his opponent's board anyway, so.
Not so bad to get your opponent off the ace point forever so that you don't have him sitting there.
Ali misses. So I think he should cover and just stay in the outfield maybe. Make it a little more awkward possibly for the 13-point coming home.
That's a good call. You're right according to XG, and I'm not sure I would have done that. I might have gotten rid of that blot just to reduce gammons. I might have gotten rid of that blot just to reduce gammons. But again, you're the optimist. You're looking for a way to win, and I'm looking to reduce gammons.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking for ways oftentimes to. Yeah, well, this
and
is.
he found it.
Oh, this is his play. Nice.
That was
nice.
not an easy play, and he found it.
So getting off the 23 is great because if you stay here, we can see that this spare checker, this is all aiming at making the 2. So getting off of there seems pretty important.
The right play here of leaving no shots is about as ugly as you can play, and good players don't like to do that. It's so ugly to throw checkers down there, but I think it's clearly right. You don't leave shots here.
Yeah.
Winning the race, you race.
That's the theme of these sorts of one-way holding games. In two-way holding games, you can get away with leaving some shots when both players have anchors that are in their opponent's home boards. But in these one-way games, I mean, having another checker sent back here at all would be really, really bad.
You know, Mark Olson's new book, I was reading the introduction in the first chapter. It covers this very kind of problem very, very well.
Does it?
It's really incredible. His books are very good.
Okay, so he's looking at this and he can see that it's close. You know, one of the checklist items that I have when it comes to these pay now, pay later situations is I go, well, if my opponent's position is only getting better and my position is only getting worse, right? Maybe it's time to pay now.
Yeah, but one argument not to pay now is that Ali's stiff.
Yes.
He's not going to want to play his 6s to the ace point or his 5s to the 2 point. And he's got a stiff position. If he had a spare or two,
you can see that this
I
is
would be
stripped,
more inclined to volunteer.
and this is stripped. So if Ryan waits here for a moment, right, his opponent's next roll is probably going to be slotting points or maybe breaking this off or even potentially coming off of his anchor, depending on what the roll is. And so he might have a better chance later.
Yeah.
But I can understand why he would consider this play. And he can sense that it's close. I like 8-6, 8-3 because that point has to be cleared against this anchor at some point anyway. And that's a spot where you could lose from later on just trying to clear it over the gap. So it's actually a problem-solving roll right now.
That staying a point cleared is a point not to be feared.
So he could get away with this right now and still lose trying to clear the 8-point.
So you're thinking more than one roll ahead.
And that's impossible not to, you know? I mean, isn't this all XG's doing, right?
Yeah.
1-ply, 2-ply, 3-ply, 4-ply. They're just looking at how many rolls ahead and trying to come up with the best play based on what you could roll, what they could roll, what you could roll again. This comes from the chess background.
Uh-huh. Well, he did volunteer, which is not right, but it's not a blunder.
Yep.
It's just a little wrong.
Ryan does get smacked.
He gets smacked, but it's not the end of the world.
It is not
but
the
he's not
end
happy.
of the world, but he is not happy about it.
It's now the race is critical because he's Ellie is down 24 pips in the race. I don't see how he could have a redouble here. Oh, look at that. It's close.
Yeah,
it's close.
very
And I didn't think it
close.
was close. When you're down that many pips, I guess it's part of the structure is.
I think it has a lot to do with Black's outfield control, whereas if White enters and hops out, the likelihood of them getting sent back again is really high, which will help a few in the race, of course.
And if they get into hitting exchange, Ryan's board is not real pretty, having the 1-point and 3-point made. It's called a spaghetti or the Swiss cheese board with a blot. So it's a lot closer than I thought to be redoubling. It's almost a redouble, and it certainly wouldn't be a mistake. When you see that .01, that means it's a 1%, which also means that it could even be right if you rolled it out, if you took it to a higher level. So he made the right play.
Yeah, I think most like beginner intermediate players would look at this and would see that the other guy was, you know, still up 24 pips and then would just really quickly roll on.
Yeah, you just described me.
Yeah.
You just described me. That was exactly my thought process.
Mochi showed me a containment game last night when I got back from the gala dinner where, you know, I mean, I correctly assessed that it was already a pass, but the guy was still up 50 pips.
Yeah. By the way, that was a great gala dinner. We had an amazing turnout. We had a great Calcutta. We auctioned off the remaining 64 players by country, and we had a lot of activity. It was really fun.
I thought whoever bought the mixed international team at 3,400 got a steal.
No, they got Ziska on top.
Ziska and Ryan Rebelo was on the team.
Yeah, yeah.
Many strong players that just don't have enough people from their country represented.
I agree with you. U.S. had the biggest team and has some very good players. And
this had the second largest team, the mixed international team.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a huge team and had some of the best players. And some of the other teams went for close to what that went for. And they don't have Ryan Rebelo and Zinnig Ziska.
Yeah, but they had ego. They had people rooting for their country. That's why. That's why I set it up that way.
I don't know if you know this, but nationalism can get you killed.
I think we're seeing that all over the world, but we won't talk politics.
No, I don't mean politics.
Oh, I see. Well, I think the two biggest causes of war are territory. Three biggest causes: territory, nationalism, and religion have been the three largest causes of war over the years. Okay, here we have a correct, very good redouble, and it is a big take.
Yeah. Ryan's not really being primed at all. This is the problem of the ace point being made in these sorts of containment situations, is that when he enters, he likely gets to hop out and then access his racing lead. Whereas if he were behind a stronger prime, of course, it would make it harder for him to get out and harder to access his 20-pip race lead.
I still think it's a hard decision. I don't think this is, even though it's a .145 error to pass, I don't think this is an easy decision.
I agree. I think, you know, the variations where you just kind of enter on the 3-point and then just get to sit there while he's in the outfield, and then you have some shot where you run out, try to get missed, right? And then you have possibly an 8-cube coming back when missed, right? Just due to your race lead. Like, these sorts of spots are why you get to take these.
Uh-huh. And 8 cubes are kind of big, aren't they?
Yeah, 8 cubes are. I think there was a 16 cube at one of these matches. I mean, I know statistically there likely would have been over the floor, but I think there might have been one.
Yeah, wow.
With someone we know. I forget who told me.
You don't see too many 8 cubes, too, either. You know.
I think I had a 16 cube one time.
I was in the finals of the Charlotte tournament playing my friend Carter Madig, and we both played under 1 PR in one game.
In one game.
With a 16 cube.
Yeah, I think I played Ray Fogerland in Chicago or something one year in the Super Jackpot or one of these events, and we met up and had a 16 cube in first game or something like that.
And our cube action was right, though. I mean, we both play under 1, and we have 16 cube. You don't think he gave me the right decision.
Ryan.
Very nice, Ryan.
Ryan, an absolute savage.
He's proving he deserves to be on stream 1. By the way, there is another stream. If you get bored listening to us, there's another really great match going on. Who's playing over there?
Don't get bored listening to us, though. You'll be fine over here. We have the XG feed. And the reason why coming out is so good is because, you know, we're really trying to defend against these like 2-6, 3-6 sort of variations where they hop out and they're sitting here. And the more checkers you have out here, the more we can send them back when white rolls some of their best numbers, right?
So what Justin and XG are telling us is you want to prevent what could happen if he rolls something really great. You don't worry about if he rolls lousy.
If he rolls lousy, that's great.
Right.
But what if he rolls good?
What if he rolls good? You want to have the best chance. No,
this is
the wrong idea.
He's trying to prime when he has this. You should be trying to control. Here
you get hit too much there.
2-6 and 3-5 instead of being numbers where he's just going to get sent back are now super jokers,
I
right?
have a pretty good rule about containment games. You slot the back of a 5 prime. You don't slot the back of 4 primes.
Well, ooh.
It works.
Maybe. But I know what this ace point made. This is not the strongest idea, although now that it is made, it will be very helpful.
But he's going to have to break it and hit loose because he's still way down in the race.
That's true. There's a 4-2, a 5-2 in the cup, a 5-4 that points on him.
Great roll for Ali.
Ryan now needs a 2-5 or 2-6 from the roof. That is a 6-6. That keeps him on the roof.
Now, that was
2-4.
big. Well, you make the 8 point. I start with making the 8 point and then decide.
Then you decide whether or not you want to get hit with the 2-5.
I think I do want to get hit with a 2-5 because I don't like a 2-5 anyway, and I want the builder. So that's my gut.
Yeah, that's tough.
And my gut was wrong, but not by a lot. But the right play is to lift the blot, make the 8 point and lift the blot, because you don't want to get hit with the 2-5. I would have risked it.
Yeah. So someone says that yesterday Ryan seemed to be upset on stream when it looked like he was losing to Jorgen. And I think you're kind of misinterpreting why Ryan was upset. He wasn't upset because he was losing to Jorgen. He was upset with himself because he saw that the second after he hit the clock that he had missed a hit. And he thought that missing the hit would have like ruined his PR and would have made him look silly on stream, but he still played like a 2.3 or something.
Yeah, but missing the hit also can cost you the match.
Yes, of course, but he was upset with himself that he had missed that he could hit it.
Yeah, these guys are beyond being mad or upset when they're losing.
We're very used to losing.
They do care. They do care. Losing is the dice has more to do about whether they're losing. They care about how they play.
Yeah, and missing that, of course, is going to cost him match-winning chances, and he thought that if he lost because he had missed the hit, he was going to lose sleep over that, of course.
I will tell you something that I firmly believe. What every top player like these two guys have in common, they're perfectionists. They want to get it right. Otherwise, they never would have gotten to this level. By the way, this structure that he has, the 3 spares on the 6 and 5, is something I teach you try to avoid. I don't know if he could have avoided it.
Double 6, Ali going for the sneaky gammon.
Yeah.
That would be an awful way to start this match for Ryan. Okay, luckily for him, he's in. The gammon seems to be saved, but 4 points will still be lost.
And it's still a big win. 4 points is 4 points.
4 points is very big.
Shockingly bad PRs for both of them, but they've had some tough decisions, and it's still very early.
Yeah.
I don't like my under 3 PR bet anymore. I'm glad you didn't take it.
Yeah.
I have witnesses. He didn't take it.
You know what's funny is that, like, it's still probably a good line because of how early it is.
Yeah.
It's still a good line. Like, I'm still going, do what I even want to take it now, you know? Like,
Yeah, you're right. They're that good. They are that good. They can both play 1 PR for many games.
yeah, I mean, a 6.91 after 2 games is nothing.
We saw Kazuki play a match under 2 PR last night.
Yeah.
And by the way, we saw Dana Nazarian in a big match play under 2 PR.
Now everyone knows how good Dana is.
I've known it for many years. He's no surprise to me.
Wasn't any surprise to me. I certainly let them know ahead of time what they were in store for.
That's why he was being streamed. You don't see anybody in stream 1 who's,
Yeah.
who's
Well, luckily,
a
there's
beginner.
a few Americans here who know, you know, this guy needs to be on.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, you really insisted that this match be on stream 1, and I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
They're saying, well, Ryan's been streamed way too much. We got to spread it out. But he's been streamed way too much for a very good reason.
Yeah. And I love Ali as a player and as a person as well. He is.
He's a sweetheart.
He's the best.
He's a great guy.
He's always
very good for the game.
Giving me tips and puts out information on YouTube and lectures on the Backgammon website, YouTube page as well.
And if you ever go to a tournament in Turkey, and I know Art is a fantastic tournament director, and I love him, but there's another tournament director that Ali works for called Fuat. He puts on little tournaments that have 1,000 players, 800 players, and Ali pretty much coordinates it. He's the guy who runs the whole thing and puts it together. And the technology is beyond anything else in anywhere in the world. And how you get texts on your next match, your clock starts automatically. So if you're late, your clock is running. You report automatically. It's the most automated, high-tech approach to backgammon, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, the FT Gammon app or whatever it is next level.
Yeah, FBGD or something like that. I tried to buy it, and then I tried to license it, and they wouldn't let me have it. I wanted to take it all over the world.
Boxes by Ryan. Now he takes a really big lead in this race. I like making
Wait
the
a minute.
2-point.
If he's taking a really big lead, why do you make the 2-point?
Just so this checker here has a harder time getting around.
It's not a really big lead. He's 17 pips.
17 pips after the play, and so Ryan just wanted to make it difficult for this guy to get around, just in case he rolled a 3-4 or something.
Oh, I wouldn't have made the 2-point. I would have gone with that up in the race theory.
Then it might have been a double pass if he rolled a 3-4 with that kind of race lead and the shot. So Ryan's always trying to find a way to make his game even better than the dice were intending.
Especially because he's losing, it makes it very easy to double here. And it is an easy take according to XG. But when I'm winning 5-0, down 10% in the race, I might be tempted to pass.
Yeah, so I mean, his point of last take in a straight race would be 13 pip deficit, right? And he's up 12, so I mean, it is very close to a pass.
Yeah. So don't be misled by that XG 0.08 thing.
If Ali were down 14 pips, this would be a pass, but he's down 12, so he can take. It is a very long race, potentially.
Oh, I love this close-up they're showing of Ali. Can you tell by looking at him what a nice guy he is? He really is a wonderful guy. I've known him now for I helped to start the company, the FM board company. I brought him a Taki board and said, improve on this board and you'll have something that'll really sell, and they did. Okay.
Or 4. All right. So after the correct double take, Ali rolls a fantastic roll that helps him catch up in this race. Ryan is now not a happy camper.
Yeah. And when you're holding the cube in a long race, you've got an extra 18% winning chances because you can use that cube as a weapon. You don't have to get your checkers off first when you're holding the cube. All you have to do is get to about 80% and you've won. So it's getting closer now. It's
5-2, of course, just brings this checker in.
He's still down 11 pips, but he's on the roll. The average roll is about 8. Look at this. Now we have an exact even pip count.
I like going to the 4 and slotting the 3-point.
Really, I bring them both down.
Nah, Ryan.
I feel like I'm winning the race because of the cube.
It's an even race with Ryan on roll. I like just bearing it in to good spots.
We didn't see the XG answer. I would bet that one. I think I don't want to bury my checkers.
I'll bet it with no wash clause.
You got $20.
right.
0.02 is the wash.
No, it can't be. It's a racing play. It'll always be a wash.
All right.
I bet just right or wrong.
All right, you got it.
All right, all right.
You got it. I think I've been taught not to bury my checkers down to the low points.
But that could
All right.
that could
Should
be
I
exactly
ask him to
what
stop the
happens.
match while we
no,
do
I
our
can
bet?
Just pause the YouTube stream and put it in the XG.
I mean, our bet's much more important than this match. You're about to learn something. I'm not as dumb as I look. I would have bet $21.
21.50.
That's how confident I am. You don't, when you're racing and it's close, you don't throw checkers down to the low points.
No, you didn't. I was putting it on the 4 and on the 3.
Oh.
This is efficient for the race.
Oh,
for
that.
Sure.
Oh, that. You know, don't ruin my arguments with logic. Oh, double 5.
Oh, very nice.
That's
shake by
big
Ryan.
for Ryan. He's rewarded for his cubing. Oh, 6.5 is pretty good, but 6.5 is not as good as double 5.
Is this dollars or euros?
Dollars.
All right, all right.
I don't have enough euros. Plus, I'm starting to think you might be right. And,
The euro's worth more than the dollar.
that's right. It's 117. It used to, last year it was about 102 or 103. Now it's 117.
Yeah, they've been killing me too with the dollar to pound.
Uh-huh. Oh, move back to the U.S.
Double 2s for Ryan. Nice shake. And here, I think you could just go 4-2. I think would be
Yeah.
better.
I think it's
you
kind of rude that they're still playing while we're
kind of
working
always
out
leave
this
the middle
bet.
one. Oh,
I know
on.
what that sound means.
0.001.
Is that right?
Let's see here what this.
No,
computer
it's a
overlord
lot.
telling- No. This is. They do this. They just look at the first game.
Looks like I'm going to win the bet, though.
Nah, 0.001. I mean, I
We had no wash line,
I know.
you
I
said.
put in the no wash clause.
You did
Give me
it.
1 second.
I was willing to make it close.
And let me get my money ready just in case this thing doesn't work out.
You're going to need some more money. This match is early, and I'm a bettor. You know what? I like to bet even if I'm not sure, because then if I'm wrong, I remember it better. It's a better lesson for me. So either way, I am happy. I either win money or I win a lesson. It's a cheap lesson too. Plus bragging rights. If I can
Bragging rights are the most important bit.
If I can beat Justin Knoll in a bet and be able to brag about that, I bragged about something.
I like being able to hold them over Ryan. It feels good. There you go. Here you go, Phil.
How much did I win by?
I'm rolling it out. It says it's less than 1%, but it actually says that it's right by a significant margin, according to me at least. What I think is significant. 1% in this.
So you understand the principle. You understand now why I'm a good teacher and a lousy player? I mean, I understand the concepts, but over the board, there's no way I could compete with these guys. Well, I do. Okay, sometimes.
Interesting.
Remember, holding the cube makes you more inclined to want to race and just play pure racing, not waste any pips.
Maybe there's some spot where you roll like 6-1 twice and leave a shot yourself. Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
Okay, I'm going home now.
Yeah, well,
I've done my work.
You got your refund from the other day.
That's right. I've got nothing more to prove, and if I open my mouth again, I could get in trouble.
All right, boxes for Ryan. What a fantastic shot. And now
He
Ali
better
has
not dance.
2 checkers on the roof.
25% of the time he doesn't come in, and most of the time he comes in, he doesn't anchor. He has to have a 3.
Yeah, I mean, he better roll a 3.
He better roll a 3 or a doubles, double 4, double 5. And he didn't.
4-1, okay.
So we know this is a pass.
So, yeah, the cube's been turned already.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So the blitz attack is going to continue. I think you just hit and come down. I think coming down is probably better. I can see this gives more covers for the checker on the 4-point, but, you know, what if he enters on the 5? Then you'd have an extra builder from 13 to 11, and probably more combination numbers to cover as well.
And down, you were right. Down was right. And it's easier to roll a high number than a low number, too.
Yeah, now he's anchored. Okay. Really would like a number to cover. That does cover.
This play is clear. There's nothing else.
But Ollie's in the game. I mean, you can see he wins 30% of the time, even rolling from the roof here.
Uh-huh. If he came in, that 30% would go to 40%, maybe. Jump up there, 35% maybe.
So Ryan's racing lead really, I mean, okay, it's a lot for sure, but a lot of it is just really heavily weighted kind of behind his anchor, which really hurts his flexibility, which means filling this open point in is going to be quite difficult. Yeah, unless he just rolls an exceptionally good number.
60 pips is 60 pips. You know, that means you absolutely have to hit a shot to get it to win.
You do, but it would be much better if the 60 pips were still in front of him.
Uh-huh, yes, no question about it.
Just to block and potentially build.
It's a very impure position. I'm not sure that's right. You know, it was right. I was tempted to play 2 to 1 and have a little more flexibility by leaving it on the 7.
I wish I'd seen it faster. I would have tried to get my money back with the.
You would have gotten it back.
Oh, what a nice shake from Ryan.
Now again, I might play 2 to 1 and keep the 7 point as the lander.
I think this is good.
Really? Yeah. I like to have a place to land.
Yeah, I hear you. But
who cares about the 2 point?
Yeah, I get it.
And his play was right, but it's all close. My play was wrong by 0.014, keeping the 7 point. I'm surprised. I really thought having that landing point would be big. Makes the ace. Oh, it's a 4-2.
4-2.
Where I thought it was a 4-1.
We can see the best play according to XG is just coming out.
And 2 down isn't bad.
Yeah, the problem with this is that coming down just makes it so much easier for these other checkers to start working their way home.
You get gammon twice as much making the right play, and it's still right.
Yeah, well, if white rolls 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-5, right? Now you get a double shot.
Again, we're hearing the optimist. You're looking at all the wonderful things that can happen.
Well, you have to play against their bad numbers.
You're probably going to lose this game if you don't get lucky, and you might as well try to get lucky. I must tell you, I would have brought 2 down. I would have made the error, the 0.026 error. Why am I being so damn honest? That's my nature. I'm not embarrassed that I'm not as good as these guys. Let's see what he does. It wouldn't be terrible at all to play 2 down here. Is there any merit to covering in 1 down? Is that on the list anywhere? Oh, you can't. 4-2.
You just win so many more games by hopping out that it's worth the risk of the gammons, you know.
You win 6% more games, but you lose 11% more gammons. That's almost, to me, that sounds like almost a wash, and it really is almost a wash.
You could probably win some more gammons by coming out as well.
Oh, I didn't look at that side of it. You win 1% more gammons, so that's the difference there. That's the nice thing about XG. You can, it doesn't. The people say it doesn't tell you why, but if you dig into those numbers, you can figure out why.
When you even when he doesn't have to break it this roll, at least since you've come out, you can then come around, and then there's that same sort of option where you keep that pressure from here the rest of the way as well.
Yeah, there's such value in keeping that midpoint. Let's say he doesn't roll any of those numbers and he rolls a 3-2 or something. It's still nice to have the midpoint. All right. He made my place.
5-4.
See,
right?
If he'd had the midpoint.
Yeah. Well, he would have been hit if he came out, right?
That's true. He would have been hit. Lose more in gammon, get gammon more. I saw the 4. I'm thinking 6-4 was his only really horrible roll, and I saw the 4 up. Yeah, he doesn't want to leave it odd. I mean, he's got the game won if he doesn't leave a shot. So why would you leave 5 checkers and taking the extra checker off? You wouldn't leave 5 checkers on the 6 point.
Ryan doesn't really win a ton of gammons in this position anyway.
Yeah, it isn't terrible to take one off here. It really isn't that many shots, but it's wrong.
Yeah, I mean 6-5, double 6, double 5.
Yeah. If you
Even
really
double
needed
4 would've
gammons,
left
though,
a
you'd make
shot.
that play. If it was gammon go, you
double 4
would take 2 off.
Yeah, yeah.
So now he's just trying to smoothly take it home. He's saving a 6 so he doesn't have to go out. He rolls a 6.
Double 2s and rips 2 off. Okay,
yeah.
if he fans here, there could be something potentially, but still
Nope,
not
right in.
really. Okay.
So we're going to have a closer match. We're going to have
double 5s. This is not a time for Ali to start limping, although it's still very unlikely.
No,
Okay,
that's it.
No problem.
Game over.
No gammon.
No G, no loss. 5-4, close match. And look at those PRs. They're coming down and down and down. Ali made one pretty big blunder, and he's still recovering and getting his PR down to under 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be quite low, I think, by the end of the match, without a doubt in the world. It will certainly be, you know, if you get some tough decisions early in the match, your PR is going to look wild for a little bit.
They're taking a break, and let me remind you, when you take a break, most of you, I'm sure, have Backgammon Galaxy on your phone or on your computer, and I urge you to try the quizzes. Go to the quiz section and scroll down, and you'll see that every single day we put in 10 new problems. In fact, Ali selects the problems, doesn't he?
Yeah, Ali selected the problems. I think that, well, the first 10 I know for sure because I looked at them on the app the other day for the first round that he put out, and I remembered all of them from the day before.
So I got 3 wrong on the first day, and I got 4 wrong on the second day. But I have to say that a couple of us are real close decisions on the second day. But the third day is up also. So every day I'm looking at them because it's fun. These are actual problems that came up here in this room behind us. Someone in some of these matches, usually probably on the stream matches, because they're all those.
Yeah,
all
I
those are
think so. I think a
recorded.
lot of them come from Ali's matches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
His
I
own
think a lot
matches.
of them just come from Ali's matches. And, you know, I know Mark asked him to send him some positions to put in a quiz.
Yeah.
And Ali, of course, obliged. And, yeah, I mean, he always comes up with really good, interesting positions. And, you know, me and Ryan and Oliver around a table, just kind of, and Mark the other day, just looking at these positions. And there were times where, you know, we would have 3 different answers among 4 players, and we all thought we were right.
Very interesting. I think that even one of the things is all of Seb Wilkinson's blunders from Monte Carlo from last year or something.
Now, if someone was going to put all of my blunders from a tournament on the website, I would think they would ask my permission first. But they go, this is all of Seb's blunders compiled by somebody else who isn't Seb. And I go, that sounds rude.
It does
that sounds rude.
It does sound rude.
Because then you could go, oh, what is this guy, you know?
I don't think they have the bandwidth for all my blunders. I think,
no. I mean, it really just depends on, like, what your mindset is in the moment.
You need a bigger cloud for my blunders. So the other thing we'd like to ask you to do, and I know it sounds redundant, but hit the like button. That helps more people come to Backgammon and watch our YouTube streams.
Hitting the like button really helps us.
It's not hard. Just, you know, you would just go over there and click the word like. So simple. And also, we do try to watch the comments. If you have any suggestions, problems, questions, comments, we'll try and catch it and respond to it. And we haven't been looking too much because we're too busy betting each other.
If anybody wants to play on Galaxy right now in a coin game, open up your app and insert this code right now. And the number is 6175 to the first person who puts it in. 6175. Yeah, we'll play a coin game on Galaxy.
I wish I had gone fast enough. I would have done it with my because I got Galaxy also.
6175. We'll play a coin game on Galaxy.
Oh, look at this note I got from Ali Chingar Sentel. He's from Turkey. He's a very close friend of Ali Çetin Belene. He's a former world champion. And after he says he's watching us. Thank you. Nice to see you, Ali. And I'll never forget how you took me to dinner in Turkey after you won the world championship. I was so impressed until I found out that the dinner cost only $20. We had a 7-course meal with dessert, and he just won $65,000, and he buys me a $20 dinner. So, you cheapskate, thanks for watching. I mean, I would have taken you at least a $25 dinner. But really,
Oh, this might be a
you're a
short
real
one.
gentleman. You know, he's a surgeon. He made more money playing backgammon that year than he made as a doctor.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's a great player, great guy. Turkey is almost always one of my stops on my way to Cyprus. I'll be doing it again this year. I've got many, many friends there, and I just love the vibe. Turkey and Jamaica are my 2 favorite places to go play backgammon, where the vibe is just, the passion is just so incredible. Screaming and yelling and having fun. And in both places they smoke, but they're smoking different things.
Ah, that's true. What do they smoke in Jamaica,
Yeah.
Phil? I don't.
Ganja.
I am unaware.
You pass the dookie on the left side there.
I don't. I don't know about these things.
That's
You know.
pass the dookie on the left side, man.
Pass Baduki, or you pass Kazuki on the way to the
Pass
Chouette.
Suzuki on the way to the Chouette. Yeah.
Am I really
Is
gonna run
Suzuki
here?
I don't think Suzuki's here this year.
Kazuki or
No,
Suzuki?
Suzuki. There's a Suzuki in Japan that's a great player also.
I thought you were talking about the motorbike for a moment.
Yeah,
I
right.
was unfamiliar with
No,
the
I'm
player.
talking about the player. There's this.
Wow, 27 pips.
There's
Am
so
I really
many-
gonna run? Oh, I'm
there's-
running out of time. Maybe I'll just make this
Japan's
play.
got a bunch of fantastic players. Well, maybe I could ask him to stop the match until you finish.
No, it's okay, Phil. 2, 2, 2.
You know one of the best players in Japan? Well, it'll shock you. It's Akiko's husband. Akiko will still tell you her husband is better than she is. Hero. A few years ago, she won the U.S. Open in Las Vegas. And that same day, her husband was winning the Osaka Open in Japan. I mean, how often does something like that happen?
I'm sure it's pretty rare.
I don't think
For
it's-
one, you have to be in Osaka.
No, I don't think a husband and wife winning 2 separate big tournaments at the same day. I don't think that's ever happened before.
What's stopping any one of us from putting the stream in here instead of the music? You know.
Oh.
I don't know what they're talking about now, but they're
I'm listening to Metallica.
having
but
a
I'm
friendly
saying,
discussion.
what's
I know.
stopping me from
Oh,
doing this?
is it Ryan that's playing you?
Boom, live. Okay.
What
now
are they
I get to
checking,
see
the
what
clock?
I'm playing.
They may be checking the clock,
I know. I trust you, but in
going back and
general,
looking at the stream.
this should be delayed.
That's the only thing I think that could be a problem here. The scoreboard's certainly right.
Okay.
I lobbied for something that they're not doing. I think every big match should have a monitor. And it's not to stop cheating or bad plays. It's just so that the monitor can make sure the moves are legal, the clock is right, and the scoreboard's right.
Now, a monitor, do you mean the lizard or just someone observing the match?
Someone observing the match and having some authority. And you wouldn't see people starting with 3 checkers off the board.
I have definitely seen that before.
Joe Russell and Jorgen Granstad last year.
I remember.
I was doing the commentary.
Was that last year or the year before? It
was
one of-
last year.
Yeah, it was last year.
It was last year.
Yeah, I
By
remember.
the way, Joe Russell's going to join me for world champion. Joe Russell will join me for commentary at tonight's match. Or
I
at 5 o'clock.
remember the tournament director made a ruling, and then the players were able to overrule the tournament director's ruling.
And that was a great sportsmanship by Jorgen Granstad to do that. And it cost him.
And he
ended
lost
up
by
losing
1
the
point.
match. He ended up losing the match by 1 point. And really, Jorgen did not have to do that. Joe lost that game. It was his fault that he had the checkers off. The rules clear. And the director, Art, is the nicest guy in the world. He left it to the players, and the players agreed. Jorgen was just such a gentleman. But he got his revenge. Later on in the tournament, Jorgen had Joe again and beat him.
Oh.
Because it was a double elimination. And I'll remind you again, this is single elimination. I know many people object to it, and there's other people who love it. I must tell you, from our standpoint, it's very exciting. If you lose, you know you're out.
It makes the bracket so much easier to follow, it being a single elimination tournament. But of course, it makes it more heartbreaking that there isn't a second opportunity to give yourself a chance to win after coming all of this way.
That's right. But you can win consolation.
Yes,
and
there's money in
consolation
that.
is a lot of money in this tournament. It's no small thing to win consolation.
I think I just lost on time because I was too busy doing commentary on the actual match. Look at that. Oh, that's too bad. I
you
looked
lose your
away
match?
for a second. Well, I lost on time.
Oh, you lost on
It's
time.
the commentary thing, you
You
know?
shouldn't have played speed.
Well, you know, anything slower, I'd fall
I
asleep.
only play speed on online. Only play speed. I get bored otherwise.
So we're not splitting into this. So maybe we play 2 down?
You might play 4 in and 1 down. No, 2 down is right.
Yeah. Seems like the
I
easiest
would have
way
played.
to move
I
forward.
would have played the second best play. I would have played 4 in and the 2 down. Only a 6-4
But
hits.
splitting into this is like a no-no, right? So,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, this gives you great opportunities to make the 5, make the bar, all things that are going to help your game long term because your positions are very similar, right? Now you have the choice to hit or make the 5. And, you know, if we had lifted,
Hitting's right by a lot.
yes, but
No,
he
not
wouldn't
by a
have.
lot.
He would
By
have.
4%.
That's a lot to Ryan.
Yeah.
He would run into a wall if he
that's
if he
right.
made the wrong one.
It's not a lot to me, but it's a lot to them. You're right.
In
5.
5-4. No, 5-5.
Double 5.
Oh my goodness.
Makes
Then-
the ace point.
yes.
Or does he hit the second checker
No,
outside?
you make the 1 for sure. For sure, you make the 1.
I was tempted to hit that other checker. Look,
Do you know why you don't hit the 1 outside, Phil?
why?
Well, so
Oh, you break your midpoint.
well, as long as you hit one of the guys, it's going to be fine. But making the 1 point is probably the most important thing you can do, so he doesn't anchor there, because any of those other checkers are still going to be sitting there next roll, so you're going to be able to hit them regardless. So I think you play 13 to 8 hitting.
Now you're too good to double.
Because there's more builders aiming on the 5, and then you have the chance to pick up both of those other spare checkers.
And that's one reason why it was too good to double. By that we mean, why should he double and win 1 point when he can play on and probably win 2 and not too likely lose? So that's what too good to double means. So
Comes out.
he rolled quickly.
I guess we could either make the bar or make the other point. Either seems fine.
I like the bar because it's another builder for the 2 point,
Yeah, that seems fair.
and it's right. .004 right. I'm a .004 player. It's close, very close. It really didn't matter much. What matters is how Ryan rolls. This is a classic blitz.
6-1, this double hits.
I'm double hitting. You don't want him to anchor. If he hits you back, you can always double him out.
5-1.
You're still too good.
4-3 hits and makes the 2 point.
There you go. You could almost surely chalk this up as a 2-pointer. Unless it becomes a 3-pointer.
This 5-3 just comes off the 18. I like this.
Another builder.
And nothing really punishes you besides the obvious double
Yep.
5s.
And you know, he didn't worry about it.
And
He's
even
not
then,
afraid
it's
of a
not-
ghost.
Even then, I mean, it's awful, but it's not.
There it
you know.
is.
And there's the closeout. And as you can see, Ollie's under a 4 again. You know, the more decisions he gets, he's going to be creeping closer to 3. Ryan is playing a 2.09, and his PR won't move because he's closed out.
And by the way, if you were in the old system under Snowy, his PR would get better and better every time he dances. And that's one of
Really?
the, yes. If your ER in Snowy, you get rewarded for every roll, even if you dance. And that's one of the things that Xavier had changed with. When Xavier designed Extreme Gammon, he had 3 advisors. He had me and Neil Kazaros and Mochi. And I came up with the term PR to change it. And that's the first thing we changed. You don't get credit for dancing. You only get credit for a decision. And you could sit on the bar and get better and better and better. And with Snowy, it was very, very poor compared to Extreme Gammon in that respect. And the next version of XG, we've already got a working model called Sage, which not only tells you the right play, but it explains it as if you and I were sitting here. We've trained AI. Mochi and I and Perry Gartner have trained AI to explain the plays to you as if you had a pro sitting there. And this will be coming out, and we're hoping to incorporate it into the new XG, or it'll come out as a separate product. So instead of having to guess why did we hit or why did we not hit, it'll explain it.
And that works.
Yeah, it should put me out of business as a teacher.
That's interesting.
He left it odd. He left it odd on top where high doubles will leave a shot. I think that could have been avoided. Probably not a big deal, but if he'd rolled 6-5 there.
Yeah, of course. You know, there's some variations, though, where maybe, you know, he leaves it really flat and then he rolls a 6-1, 4-1, sort of 5-1, and it starts to get awkward on its own anyway.
I had to look. I didn't have enough time to look at it. He played it so fast. Usually it's wrong. Why leave anything that could possibly leave a shot if you could avoid it when you're going to sure gammon as long as you don't leave a shot? Maybe he was thinking backgammon. At some point, you do start thinking about backgammons.
I think 4 checkers on the roof, the backgammon rate starts to become quite a bit more significant.
Yeah. And that 4th checker is the one that usually hits you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. The longer you stay on the roof, the more likely it is your position gets awkward and leaves a shot for the other guy to hit.
Then you wonder, why did I hit that 4th checker? This game can be so cruel. That's a great example of cruelty. You hit too many checkers. All you want to do your whole life is hit them, and you hit too many.
Looks like Ali's going to get 2 points here.
Yep. Which is not insignificant. These things add up. Still, you know, you keep trying until it's impossible. And 4 and 4, it is possible. Now it's impossible. If he'd rolled doubles there, he could still have maybe gotten off if he rolled another set of doubles after that. So you don't quit, because we've seen a lot stranger things happen than 2 doubles in a row. All right, both played very solid backgammon. And again, I can't fault Ali too much for the blunder that he made. Justin and I both pointed out it was a very difficult decision.
4-2 just makes the 4 point.
He's coming up because he's winning the race, and he doesn't have that much danger of being pointed on there. Only 5-3 and double 3 and double 5. He wants to get out of there. Ryan's right to come up for outfield control. This is not on the list. Look at the transcriber had to scroll down to find out what play to come out to the 18 there.
Yeah, 24-20, 13-11 makes sense. I don't generally love plays like 8-4.
This is the right play. He found the best play, but they're close. They are close.
This gets hit with what? Just, I mean, 6-2 on the outside, double 2s, double 4s. 3-1 points. Great roll by Ali.
Where's your 6? It's usually to the 18 here.
Yeah, I mean, everything else is going to expose some sort of other shot.
I think you usually, he's going to the 5.
Ryan goes for the 5.
I would have gone to the 18.
He's looking at. I prefer this one, I think.
This is my play, and it's right. Okay. It's just a reflex for me to go to the 18 in these situations. Because if you get hit there, you don't lose as much as he loses when you hit him back. And there's a lot of hit backs. What we call return shots. Like Justin will get a return shot if I give him another bet, and he's gonna have to wait a long time for that to happen.
Yeah, the XG feed pops up too quickly for me to sneak it in before the answer gets there already, you know?
Well, I called it before the feed.
Yeah, they didn't pop it up for such a for such a play.
Do you hit 2 or do you make the 2 point?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
He made the 2 point quickly, so it's probably right. I want to see that one. I think there was some merit to hitting 2, but usually making the points better.
Yeah, I mean, with this 3-6, okay, he entered, but like none of the 6s are particularly great. And if the scores were reversed, maybe there could be some sort of cube action. But here, with Ali leading, I'm not sure. Maybe there could still be. It just depends on, I guess, what play Ryan decides to come up with.
Well, the two best plays are about tied. And those are the two that he's looking at. They're very close.
No, nothing is close. Only bar 16
Oh, that's
is a good play.
.097. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
This
I
plays
thought
a
it was
130
.07.
blunder. I mean, this just gives him 2s and 6s and 5s and 3s to hit checkers and aces as well all over the board. So,
This is 3 exposed blots as opposed to 2.
this is 4s, 1s, and 6s. So that sounds like less numbers than this. This is 2, 1, 6, 3, 5. That sounds like almost every number on the dice.
This could get him the cube. That mistake could get him the cube.
I think you're right, Phil. I think he should.
And if he made the other play, it might not have been a cube. So this is a double compounded mistake.
Yeah, I agree.
And it is a double. And I'm not sure the other play would have been a double.
Because if you get 1 and he just doesn't enter properly, you might pick up all of them. And so the gammons are sky high.
I want to get that scoreboard pushed in a little bit so we can see it better. Do that between games. You can't see the scoreboard. It is 7-4. We'll get that fixed. Oh, you can see it. Good. There we go.
Thank you
You
very
know what?
much.
I guess Tara heard me. It's like Siri. She's always listening. I got to worry about what I say. Tara's always listening.
Phil, she sees you when you're sleeping and even when you're awake.
Let me tell you something. A couple of weeks ago, I went online looking for something, and up popped a T-shirt saying, "Never trust an old man with backgammon skills." Now, how did they know I was an old man with backgammon skills? I mean, that is so sneaky.
I bet you AI generated the T-shirt in that moment for you.
Probably. I have the shirt now, by the way. I liked it. They made a sale.
Yeah. So I think this one is, I mean, maybe. I think I prefer the other one because there's still a connection between the two back checkers, so you could link up a little bit easier if you get away with it.
More important, though, he really missed a cube there.
Also, if you come out with the other checker, the 2s are duplicated to hit on the 5-point and to hit on his side of the board on the 4-point.
He has lost his market, and he might even be too good now.
The 2s and 4s would have both been duplicated.
He's too good. Yeah, he's too good. He lost his market. He really blew the cube. Wouldn't it have been great to have the cube turn here for Ali?
Yes, of course.
He's going to be very sorry later on when he sees he missed that cube.
I think Ryan feels like he saves a few points in these situations when these cubes get missed. He could have lost 4. Now he might only lose 2.
And that's a big difference between 2 and 4. It's not just 2 points. It's the equity difference. It's your chances of winning make a big difference. This is a good play here. The switch is right.
Yeah, all of the best plays include the switch because there's so many checkers in the zone that you can reasonably assume you're going to achieve the closeout.
The zone is all of your checkers in your first 2 quadrants.
Yeah,
You add them up, and by the way, I count
all of
checkers
this
in the
stuff
zone
here.
very quickly because I count the ones that aren't. That's Justin showing you the zone. I count the ones that aren't in the zone, and I can see there's 3 checkers on the other side in the other quadrants.
6s, 5s, 3s will all attack loose on the 3-point. So the 3 does this, and I mean, you could even, bring the 4 down again if you wanted, but maybe you could do this because it gives you more covers here as well. But either play seems fine.
Yep.
6-5 just makes the 4-point. And Ryan needs a 3. He rolls 1. Okay.
He got it.
And now if Ryan can get lucky here, there's a chance he can make this anchor 5, and the 4 misses. Okay, so this is Ryan's opportunity to make this advanced anchor.
We bring the 4 down.
Yeah, the 4 should come down.
It does.
And if Ryan can roll a 3, he can make a game out of this. And if he doesn't, it looks like Gammon City, Phil. 3. He
Whoa.
rolls a 3.
What a swing.
That
It was
is a
still
gammon
smart for
save.
him not to double. Wow.
Ali, of course, still playing on too good. But this is really big. And I'm not sure. Like, yeah, I guess it was still too good by a little bit. But
It was. It said it was.
yeah?
Too good.
Okay.
Yeah, it said it was too good.
Ryan rolls a 3-1 here or something, or a 3-5.
But
could-
you're also right on. Ryan's got a 25% chance to win here. With that anchor.
Yeah, but it's hard with the cube still in the center because Ali can always get him out.
Ah. That's a good point. If Ryan came in with a 3 right now, it'd be double pass.
He would double him in an instant, and then Ryan would just pass, and that would be a good outcome for him because he would only lose 1 point.
Do you make the bar here?
I like it.
It's wrong.
Yeah? Maybe it's better to clear this point because it's 6 away? Okay.
I'd like to play dice on checkers, especially with these flat checkers. Why not just let them count? 6-3. Again, you could make the bar, but do you want to? No. It's just something you'd have to clear later. In fact, I would clear the 8-point real quickly here if I could. And he can.
Yeah, and he should.
And he should.
Any point you can break while your opponent is on the roof on the outside is worth doing.
It's right. It's the right play. It's not terrible not to, but
Solves a lot of problems later.
you do worry about double 6 here, though. You always worry about that boogeyman. Well, I go to the ace point.
Might be better to go to the deuce.
Really?
Yeah, I think
You're
so.
right. Why?
Yeah, just distribution-wise, I think it
Explain me
looked
that.
better.
Why is that better distribution?
I just think that this gap here ends up being weakening longer the game goes versus a gap here. Because this can be cleared, then this can be cleared. But when this doesn't have that spare, it just is funny structure-wise long term.
That's a great call, Justin. What's happening in your match over there, Bill? Who?
Fernando lost 2 8 cubes in the other match. Wow.
Who's he
So
playing?
Peter Yes Thompson
Oh,
just
Peter
won
Just
his
Thompson.
match.
He's playing a nobody. The Danes think he's the best player in the world. A lot of people keep claiming that for years, that Peter Just Thompson. Match is over. Peter Just Thompson
So can
wins?
Ryan save this gammon here? I mean, without
No.
getting a shot?
No.
So if you can't, you should be playing the win. So you make a play like 6-3, and then maybe move the 2 to make the 8, right?
I'm
If
with
you
you.
if you can't save the gammon, you make the priming plays to win the game, I think. And this is a gammon save play. So let's say Ryan does get lucky and get a shot here. He could still very easily lose this game. But this spot, there's no way he's getting off this gammon without winning. So make your prime.
I think he heard you. He's not. He would have brought a checker in there if he was trying to roll off the gammon. Oh, what do you do here?
As black?
Yeah, do you
I think you get a gammon every time anyway, right? That's what we were discussing.
Okay,
So you
so-
probably clear the 4.
you just don't play greedy?
Yeah, because you
There's
get a
no
G
reason
every
to.
time anyway, right?
Yep. You're not every time. You're 88%.
It feels like every time.
It feels like it, right?
And you never lose. And
By the
never
way-
losing is good.
Yeah, peeling 4, you don't win many more gammons either. So why do it? Well, you do win a couple more gammons, but again, you're still.
Your gammon rate is actually lower by ripping off like 3 checkers because you might lose.
Right.
And you can't win a gammon if you lose.
That's a really good concept. And he leaves a shot here with 6-1, 5-1, and 4-1. And he could get hit and still lose.
Yes, but
after
Ryan
that.
wasn't making the plays to make the prime, was he? He was trying to save gammon in a position where you can't save a gammon.
Well, Ollie's lucky that Ryan couldn't hear you. Because you were predicting this. It's not that unusual to roll a 6-1, 5-1, or 4-1. That's 6 shots.
3-1.
3-1. That's 8 shots. Wow.
So more than 20% of the time, he's going to get a shot, and then Ryan just has to hit it.
Well, he hits it about 30% of the time. That's 6%. 30% or 20% is around 6%. That's not a real weird happening for backgammon. If you play to get that extra 6% edge every time, it adds up big time. Yeah, I don't know how big big a problem it was not to clear the 4. Did you see how big a mistake that was?
To not clear the 4?
Yeah.
It was a bit, but Ali and I would say, oh, it was sizable, but anybody else, it's fine. You know?
Okay, the only disadvantage of leaving one checker there is double 1. So it wouldn't be terrible to come out. But why give him a double 1?
Oh, and he rolls double 4s. And now Ryan could get backgammoned.
That was the reason to come out. That's what he was thinking about.
Oh, this gets off the BG. Ryan very nicely sees this.
Yep.
If he just comes out with one checker and Ollie rolls another double, there's a chance Ryan could roll 2-1 and get backgammoned accidentally.
Right, and a lot of people would have come out with one checker.
Yeah, they wouldn't have really thought about
That's
it.
a great catch. Because my instinct was right away, and then I saw, oh, yeah, that's got to be right.
Yeah, now you could come
Now
out with 2-1.
off.
Exactly.
And I might have just shot out with one checker. Wow. You can't not think every minute in this game.
You can't take a move off. I remember being in New York one year. I was playing a cash game after the tournament for 200 a point. I was up like 115, maybe 120 points for 200s. And I remember Mochi was watching the game, and I mean, I'm up, right? And I'm finally getting gammoned in a game, right? I'm losing 4 points, whoop-de-doo, right? And Mochi goes after the game, oh, you should have played this ace that way, so maybe if you roll double 5s, you get off the gammon. I go, even in this spot up 120 points, Mochi's not taking a move off.
Not a bit.
Me, I'm just like, oh, I got to play fast and, to get to the next game with this guy.
So you're pointing out maybe there's a difference between you and Mochi?
Yes. He's Japanese and I am from the States.
Well, somebody told me they asked me how important is the race in backgammon. I said, well, it's very important. If you're playing an Asian, you're probably a dog.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't play.
So race is very important in backgammon.
100%. I hear the Canadians also, ratio-wise, pretty good to stay away from.
Uh-huh.
They've got quite a few, I think, that are pretty good. Like Carl Sellers, right?
Yeah, Carl Sellers is amazing. Michael Niegu
is
for
sure.
Certainly one of the top Canadian players.
He's also on, I think, maybe the top 10 on Backgammon Galaxy list.
Is he?
Yeah.
He comes to my Jamaica tournament every year. We're going to have an amazing Jamaica. In fact, he's won it twice. He tied once with his girlfriend, Layla, and they're coming to Jamaica, and that's in August. It's one of the best, most fun tournaments in the world. If I could put in a little plug for our tournament there. And then Michael always comes to New York, which is another incredible tournament. I think you've been there a few times too.
Yeah. Something about living there makes it easy.
Yeah. I go there because I want to see New York, and the tournament's great. The biggest tournament in the U.S. Okay. We have got a classic 5-point holding game. And when your opponent is holding your 4, 5, or 7 point, it's all about the race. You don't have a double unless you're up about 12, 15% in the race. So it's all about the race. And the race is close enough to where you don't double.
There was a song, it's all about the bass.
Uh-huh. It's all about that base. It's
But here it's all about that race, Phil. Double 4s comes out.
Base. All about that base.
What a fantastic number for Ali.
Yeah, it's 16 pips. It's twice as many pips as you're entitled to. Well, my good friend Fernando had lost with 2 8 cubes.
Yes,
What a
3-1.
sweet guy from Argentina. He ran the Argentina tournaments in the club down there for many years. He won consolation here a few years ago. I was sitting there watching him do it. Fernando Newmark is a great player. But lost 2 8 cubes. It's hard to recover that from that.
And this should just slot the 1, I think, after you make the 5. Maybe saving a couple
You're
of
right.
fixes.
Real close, real close. So we have a race with some hitting big. Notice it's wrong to bring the checker in by just a little bit because you're trying to maybe save your sixes, okay, so you're not forced to leave the shot first.
Yeah, you'd rather not leave a shot first, that's for sure. Getting
it's only
hit and sent
0.005.
back would be annoying. So I think like the magnitude of the difference is what it is because like the sequence is rare, not because the idea isn't really valid. So when a sequence is really rare, of course the equity is going to be low because the likelihood of that happening isn't high.
That's a lesson that Falafel taught me.
Yeah.
I was giving a lecture and Falafel was there, and the difference between two plays was small. He said, the hell with that. Think about why.
Boxes.
Think about why it's wrong. That's what you need to learn. Don't worry about if it's just small.
Yeah.
Because next time it could be huge. All right, that's the game.
And there you go.
17 pips is 17 pips.
We've got ourselves a double and a monster pass.
Yep. And the reason it's not a huge double is because it's going to be a double pass next time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, because the sequence would be rare to get Ryan back into a take. He would have to roll very small, and then he would have to roll boxes or fives.
But it would be really stupid not to double, even though it's a small mistake.
Because if it happened, you would be banging your head against a wall.
Yeah. Okay, this is a very sizable lead for Ali. And before the match, I think you told me you think Ryan was a slight favorite.
It's hard to bet against how good Ryan plays, but it is very easy to bet against how good Ryan rolls. Yeah?
You really believe somebody rolls worse or better than somebody else?
Oh, it's true.
I don't believe it.
Well,
in the short run, I guarantee you it's true.
I will say that Michi has no world championship wins. Some players have 2, some players have 3, right?
Well, he played a match earlier in the week against David Wells. He lost and he played at 1.3.
Yeah.
Michi played at 1.3 and lost to David. David didn't play bad. I think David played at 3.4 or something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Yeah, you're right. Michi's had some bad luck.
I will say that there are players that just don't
seem to win.
Roll as well as others in big spots. It's important to roll well in this game, right?
My dear friend Ed O'Loughlin won 3 times as many matches as he should have.
I will say that, you know, Ed O was a very impressively strong player.
Yes.
Like, just not even for his age, but especially for his age at the time, but like, just in general.
He was tough mentally, though.
Ed O was good.
He was tough. But when you look at his PRs, he won a lot more than he should have. He beat a lot of players who were playing at lower PRs. He's so mentally tough. And I think he had good dice, too. But he was my one exception. I don't believe anybody has better dice except Ed O'Loughlin. Look where it got him. Poor guy's gone. I miss him. Good guy.
And this makes the 5 points. Very difficult to argue how strong that is. And here Ryan is getting closed out again. Yeah, this must feel pretty bad. Well, this is a good shake.
Oh, look at that. And without any hesitation, he decided he's not going to try and play a 1-3 back game.
Well, playing a 1-3 back game when you're only down 28 pips is a good way to lose.
My formula for a 1-3 back game is you'd need to be down about 100 pips.
Yeah, that's for me. I know in some chapters I've read on some back games, they say you should probably have like less than that, but I feel comfortable when I've got 90, 100. Ace deuce game, I definitely need to have at least 100 in my opinion.
Well, I use the ace deuce, the deuce 3, and the
Ryan scoops this really
the
quickly.
1-3, I call them super back games. They all need 100.
Oh, he's not on the roof. Wow, boxes. And this is
it wasn't a big take. It was a huge no double.
Well, you generally don't double while you're ahead in matches in gammon full positions. So the fact that black was still stuck behind white's 4 prime is what stopped it from being a cube. He wasn't even at the edge. Ryan could have just entered and anchored and had a really good game. But of course, like the best roll on the dice happened.
Yep, and Ryan's going to bang his head against the wall. He's outplaying He's outplaying Ali in this particular match by quite a bit.
Well, Ryan doesn't get many decisions because he's closed out every match.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What's the luck factor to show us that?
It's about 7 points worth.
Wow,
right
that's
now.
a big luck factor. 7 is a lot.
But I mean, Ali could roll something that doesn't jump the prime, right? I mean, this could happen. Ryan could just pop a 3-5, 3-6 right now and be right back in this game, and then might be faced with a 4 cube. Ryan rolls double threes, then he enters and makes the point on his head.
That's better than a 3-5, 3-6.
And are you leaving 6 shots from the roof,
yes,
Phil?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's wrong. That's why I do it.
I mean, he's got a 5-point board. 6 numbers, you're on the roof.
I got you. I like because I'm down so much in the score, I gamble. This is my play, and it's very wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have a builder out there to, like, make the 7.
But it just gives me one more way to make the 4.
Okay, but he's got 16.5% to put you on the roof again.
You're so right. I can't argue with a lot.
6-5, okay. So, I mean, Ryan's already thinking about a recube.
No, he isn't thinking about it.
He's already done it.
He done it. He done it.
And he didn't hop out, so we do this, and this seems okay, but...
It's only a recube because of the score, by the way.
Because of this, I don't even think it was a recube because of the score. He had 4 checkers stuck back there. And no way to make a 5 prime, really.
Well, Ali did think a 1/10 of a second before he took it.
Yeah. I would have thought a 1/20th of a second about it.
I have to tell you, I did invent something called reverse Woolsey's law, which says if you're not sure your opponent had a cube, then grab it.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of Woolsey's law, and I got Kit's permission to call it reverse Woolsey's law.
I will say Alexandra Numfer in New York had 1 checker stuck behind a 3 prime and took her 16 rolls before Mochi had a chance to redouble her, and she just never hopped it.
Wow.
He's got 4 checkers stuck behind a 3 prime, right?
Wow.
And
Your odds of coming out are huge every time.
Can I bother you for a second? We're ordering lunch for the team. Burgers, chicken burger, veggie burger, cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger, or avocado burger.
Bacon cheese.
Bacon cheese.
Single or double?
Double, please.
Single.
Oh, that's how we can tell ours apart. Thank you, Rory.
Thank you, Rory. Very helpful to have Rory around sometimes. It's rare, but it's helpful this time to have Rory around because he's going to bring food.
I will say Rory is fantastic at what he does here at the Backgammon
He works his
World
ass off. He's the hardest working guy I know.
He works his butt off here. Yes.
Yes. We were just complimenting you on how hard a worker for you are. It's almost tolerable to have him around. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So this makes the point, or
Okay.
it makes the 5 prime, but pointing on him is, I think, better. But here, there's still 4 numbers from the roof. The 1, 6, 2, 5. 2, 1, okay. This gets to come up.
And he's going to get whacked there. You must hit.
Well, you love
must
the
hit.
point. 5-3 makes the point, so Ryan's feeling pretty good.
This is a huge, huge swing game.
You don't want to enter with a 1-4. 1-2, you can just survive.
Yeah.
1-4, 1-5 would have been
He needs
atrocious.
a 3. He wants to hit with a 3. Now what do you do?
I think you hop out and make the bar. No, sorry, make the
Make the
midpoint.
midpoint. But when you hop out, you're giving him all those 1s.
He's not hopping out. What is he
Yeah,
doing?
I'm afraid of the 1s
He's
when you
making
hop
the
out.
11. Oh, because 6-4 will break the board.
It's all close. Very close.
Kazuki lost. Ryan told me last night. Ryan looked at the bracket wrong. Oh, he misread the bracket. Okay.
All right,
And I
well,
didn't double
the winner
check.
of this doesn't play Kazuki?
This is what you get for trusting what Ryan says.
Yeah. Okay. This 2,
Only
I
if you-
think I don't. Yeah, you
No,
go 4
no.
to 2. You don't want to give them that many
Yeah,
more
yeah.
shots.
I thought you were looking at the banana split for a second, Phil.
No.
No,
the
not
other way.
while leading.
Yeah.
So if we do this, 17 direct numbers hit, plus 8, so 5-3 and 4-4 added, and then 9, so 5-4, and double 3 was already counted. So there's quite a few shots.
It's almost a tie. You know, it's less than 1% difference.
Yeah.
The one advantage of coming forward is you bring it home more if you don't get hit.
That is true.
But you're going to get hit so often. And also, you don't want to throw a checker to the 2 point it's kind of nice to have that checker on the 4 point.
That's true. One of the
for
things
later.
Phil is messaging about is that if you do something like this, right, and then you get hit here, and now you enter with a 1-3.
You
right?
enter with everything.
Now you have to break your board and leave another shot. So in those future variations, it doesn't work out as well. So 1-6 double ones would be the best numbers here for Ali. 3-6, the 6 up scared Ryan, I'm sure. 5-2, you leave it slotted.
Gives himself a 6 to cover. That's the key thing.
6s and 4s. He's going to think whether or not he wants to come out just for the double one switch, but I think he really needs to focus on making this 6 prime here. 5-3, okay. 4, and the 3 slots the 1, hoping to be hit, so black breaks the board, and Ryan maybe try to pick up 8 points in this game. 1-5. There's the shot from the roof. And now we can hit with 6s or double 3s. Ryan really wants this badly. He rolls the 6.
He got it. That was huge. That was very big.
And Ali needs an ace big time because I will say that Ryan will break his 6 prime to hit loose on the 1 if he could.
But that ace, ace was big.
Every ace that entered was going to break something.
But it was still big to enter.
And he misses.
He's happy he anchored.
Yeah, he is.
Even though it left a shot.
But there might be a point in the future, look, where Ryan's supposed to trap him off. He's supposed to let him out, actually. So the 6 forces him off of his anchor so he can attack him with a vengeance and a fury unlike the world has ever known.
Trap plays are hard.
No, when they're broken down to a 3-point board or less, this is when we consider trap plays. That's the signal.
A 3-point board or less with a blot.
No, you don't need a blot.
You don't need a blot?
You don't need a blot. 3-point board or less, but the blot is gravy for sure. But you do not need a blot.
Without the blot. So he's...
For sure.
Well,
he's doing it immediately right
trapping.
now. Nice.
He's trapping. But it's wrong. Look at that. Why is it wrong? Because he might get another shot with a 2 or a 3
I need a
leaves
higher
another
analysis.
shot.
This is a very good play.
There it is.
3-1. He gets an extra shot. He should hit. I would hit.
So he can come in behind him and not worry about a repeater.
5-2. Maybe you just come out or play 6-4. One of those coming out. I like.
I wouldn't waste too much time on it. Big swing game. We didn't get a chance to see Ryan's recube, but you and I both kind of felt it wasn't a recube.
I don't think it was a recube at the time, but Ryan knows that at the score, while trailing, you can recube the second you're like, it's like almost a 50-50 game sometimes.
Yeah.
And so maybe he thought he had that much, and now he's crushing. Okay. Black's broken down to a 2-point board.
Yeah.
And I mean, he might be broken down to a 1-point board if he rolls another ace. And Ryan, this is a very good roll for Ryan.
If he doesn't get hit here, there's a lot of gammons.
Despite leaving a shot, this is a very good roll.
A lot of gammons if he doesn't get hit.
Ali needs the 4 double 5s. Oh, what a
great shot to miss with.
That is a gammon save roll if I've ever seen one.
Yep. That's almost as good as hitting.
It
may be better.
It might be better.
Might be better.
6-1 misses. Okay, so Ryan's going to need to be lucky to get this G.
That double 5 was huge for match equity.
This turns the corner. Maybe if you roll a big double to scare the guy. No, doesn't work.
What doesn't get off here? 4-3. 4-3 doesn't get off. 4-5-4.
6-5, okay.
5-4 and 4-3. Am I missing something?
4-2 does get off. That is a very nice save from Ali. That double 5s roll was pretty huge.
There's a timeout here.
That might have been a massive swing otherwise.
Huge game.
So, yeah, I would change the score to the number 8.
Big 8.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know what? I'm going to take a break as well.
Take a break, and I'm going to go change the scoreboard.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in today, of course. If you haven't yet, please smash the like button. You've got Justin Knoll, professional backgammon player, apparently professional commentator as well now from New York City, currently living in London. I also teach backgammon professionally. So if anyone is interested in backgammon lessons with me, please feel free to send me an email at justin@backgammonuniversity.com here with Phil Simborg, who's going to go change the match score. We'll be back in about, I don't know, I think a normal break would be about 5 minutes, but since Ryan initiated the break, I would say about 2.5. I'll be back.
Download the Backgammon Galaxy app now. Scan the QR code to get started. Get your elite dice from Backgammon Galaxy. Low glare, matte surface, casino grade. 10% off. Use code BGWC2025 at shop.backgammongalaxy.com. Special Backgammon World Championship 2025 deal at shop.backgammongalaxy.com. 10% off everything. Use code BGWC2025 at shop.backgammongalaxy.com. New book by Grandmaster Mark Olson. 10% off. Use code BGWC2025 at shop.backgammongalaxy.com. Upload your backgammon matches and let the AI transcribe it automatically. Visit trackgammon.com today.
In this age of disorder, should we ask our political leaders to learn poker or backgammon or both?
Backgammon is probably the most ancient currently existing board game. In backgammon, even though you're a grandmaster, you are rarely 100% sure that your decision is the best one.
I think you'll enjoy the full interview with Mark Olson of Backgammon Galaxy on the Disorder YouTube channel.
Oh, we're back, and you caught me stretching. We're about halfway through the championship, but we're a lot further through. I got to France on the 23rd, arrived in Nice, got an Airbnb with David Wells, and we hooked up with Joe Russell and Con, spent a day on the beach, played a lot of backgammon, had a lot of fun, and then came over to Monte Carlo with Chris Trencher and Blake Fleetwood, and Steve Sachs came a little bit later, all hanging out together, having a ball. And then just for the fun of it, I went to the hospital and just to make sure that I didn't die, and had a little episode with an artery that was leaking into my lung, and I wanted to finish my match. They made me forfeit the match, those bastards. Arda and David Wells insisted I go to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, they told me if I hadn't come, I might have drowned in my own blood and died. So I got to thank those guys for being so nasty, I guess. They took care of it right away, and I'm in great shape. So I dodged a bullet. That had happened on the airplane, but it had been a real problem. It's just nice to know that I've got friends that are such bastards. That David Wells had 15% of my action. He made me forfeit the match. And had to go to get to the hospital. But I want to tell you something. If you're going to get sick in the wealthiest country in the world, because the healthcare here, the hospital, the nurses, everything was great. So I was back. I had one night in the hospital, and I was back the next day doing commentary. I'm complete full recovery, with the exception of a little soreness in my leg where they poked a hole in me. And so I'm not playing tennis like every morning I was going to. I brought my tennis rackets for other people to use. But otherwise, I guess I can't complain. Life is good. Dodged a bullet. And I have to thank Arda again and David Wells for being great friends. And that's what this is all about. It's the friendship. The game is fun. I'm here. I'm not playing. I'm just here to commentate and have fun and watch it. And it's still a tremendously exciting week to be in Monte Carlo. This morning, I spent the morning in the swimming pool with two-time world champion Frank Frigo, very good close friend of mine. And we didn't talk that much about backgammon. We talked about philosophy. We're both into the Stoics. We both are into physics and quantum mechanics. And just relaxed, told jokes, talked about our plans for the future. He's going to try and come to Jamaica and join us there. We got a beautiful villa on the beach in Jamaica, the weekend of August the 23rd. One of the most fun places and tournaments you could possibly go to. Okay, we're back, and Justin is taking a little bit longer break, so I'll try and fill the gap with some of his intelligence that we're going to be missing. That was a very, very big game. Anytime you see a 4 cube, That's an 8-point swing when there's a 4 cube. It's not just that you won 4, you didn't lose the 4. And an 8-point swing in a 17-point match is monster equity. Thank you. You missed 3 games while you were gone.
Nah, this one just started. Had to go grab some water.
Thank you, I needed that. What a big swing that last game was. A very exciting game.
Ryan's right back in it.
Yeah, well, Ollie was too good to double and ended up losing 4 points.
That's how it goes sometimes. Those are the breaks.
You don't feel too good about that.
Wow.
And then you take a cube that probably wasn't a cube and lose. So
And lose it, and almost lose a gammon.
and almost lose a gammon. I mean, so that's backgammon.
And Ryan is doing really good here so far, and this one makes the bar. It's probably a
comeback.
cube saver.
Cube saver, yeah.
He's thinking about it still.
Oh, it is
He
still a cube.
does.
Very small.
Wow, look at that 0.008 difference. And that's the difference between Ryan and me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have cubed there. I would not have cubed there.
Yeah, Ryan's.
I don't think
Ryan's-
that's the difference between you and Ryan, by the way.
Yeah, it's about a foot of height as well, and about 20 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Ah, look at this, denying the hit to keep the mid and making the 3-point. Very difficult stuff right
Yeah,
there.
I was hitting just like Ryan did. It's
It's-
not right, but I would have done it.
It's hard, and now that he has this anchor, Ryan is in a commanding position in this game.
Oh, that's a great roll. That's almost a joker to roll a 5-1 there.
Oh, boxes. All right. So are we coming out or are we making the 2-point for the G's?
Well,
Both plays are fantastic plays. One of them, of course, is going to win way more gammons, and the other one is going to win many more games.
well, once you've given the cube, I usually think about going for more gammons. But
Getting counter
it's close. It was so
be a
close.
problem. Yeah,
it was so close.
very, very close.
And by the way, he's back to his playing real fast again. I mean,
Okay.
that was a close play that a lot of people would have taken a lot more time about. Because obviously it was a big play, too.
And I like this 5 here. Gives more coverage over the 1-6-2-6 sort of numbers that want to jump out. Also gives you more numbers to make the 9-point.
We're going to see a closer match if all goes as predicted here.
Yeah, I mean,
Ryan's an 88% favorite in this game.
depending on how this goes, Ryan could win another G. Or try to win a G.
16% G's.
Yeah. Ollie would love to anchor. He would even anchor with an ace here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Apparently, they can hear whatever they're talking about over the board, and we can't.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But there is a delay on these matches, of course, as they are being played. So, no, it is not real time.
Which is good because that way nobody can suspect anybody of signaling the player.
They're also locked away in a private room with no one else in it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they only cheat at chess. There's no cheating in backgammon. People have electronic cheats in chess and poker is another place where there's a delay on all poker telecasts too for the same reason. They don't want anybody to be able to signal.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, there have been some pretty famous scandals with that
Yeah.
on the,
And there's been
what is it, Stones? There was
Backgammon's
a,
had some scandals too, some scandals over the years. But in recent years, backgammon has been very clean, very, very clean in terms of cheating and scandals.
I haven't seen anything
Yeah.
like that here. And of course, these players are both well trusted and respected players in the backgammon
point.
community and wouldn't do anything like that, in
He's
my opinion.
Blitzing. He's blitzing. How do you not make those both?
No, he's going to. He's just deciding how. And this one leaves 3 really well-distributed builders for the 3, so I prefer this one. And the gammon is,
Oh, coming in is big. He has. Oh, and he can't hit him.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he does hit him. Okay.
But
He
these
does
2
hit
are
him.
a bit funny. So a 3 would really help out here, of course. That kind of goes without saying. Does Ollie roll it? No. 5-2. He'd love to cover. He does not get to cover. He can't believe it. He's looking up. What did I do to deserve this? I've been such a nice guy my whole life, you know, stuff like this. I can't.
You're probably reading his mind.
I'm reading his lips.
You're so accurate. I mean, that was great. It's probably exactly what he was thinking. What the hell is going on, you damn dice god? Dice god is the cruelest god there is. If you have different gods you believe in, this is the cruel one.
And he still fans.
What's crueler than leaving a shot? Missing it.
Leaving another one, and then another one, and then another one.
Missing it, missing it, missing
And
it.
then they still miss it, and still miss it, and still miss it. And then you go, I can't believe it. No, you got to clear from the rear this way.
Clear from the
Oh,
rear.
But he's worried about the 6-5, 6-4 variation where he leaves another shot next time, too.
No, but clearing from the rear is right. Your instinct was right. Because hopefully it comes in on the 6 and
He's
solves your
worried that
problem.
if he does this, then the next 6-5, 6-4, 5-4 he rolls, leaves a double shot, and then Ali can't miss a double shot. I've never seen him miss a double shot.
He got the right play. I'm betting he makes the right play. No, he's making the wrong play. It's quite a bit wrong. There's a lot more repeaters here. And your opponent can't come in behind you. No, this is not a good play.
Yeah, this one was like a blunder, I think.
Yeah.
But he fans again, so I mean, if Ryan can get away with this is, yeah, Gammon City, I think, if he doesn't get a shot, potentially.
There's going to be a shot.
Maybe
Come
not,
on.
he only has 4 checkers off.
There's going to be a shot.
He needs to enter here. Oh, he fans again, I can't believe it.
There's your shot.
4-3, no man off.
There's your shot. 3 is huge. Huge. Because he could win.
And he rolls
Yes.
it, 5-3.
Yes.
Ryan needs a 4. 2-3 fans.
How many checkers does he have? 4?
He has off 4.
Oh. If
Everything on the ace and deuce.
Which means if Ali can close his board, he's a winner.
He would be a big favorite. These checkers here are pretty poorly distributed and will hurt his winning chances in the future if this game, once he's closed out.
Well, if he
But we'll
gets-
see how that
If he
goes.
closes out, I don't think he has to worry about those checkers. You just recube and it's over. This is-
6-3.
$18-9.
Yeah. He really needs to make the 4, so that's the
Nice
concentration.
play, Ali. Nice play. Oh,
4-2,
again is
okay.
good, but he's going to get hit. I have a prediction.
He's going to
gonna
get hit with most numbers. 4-3 hits loose. And this 3 just going to continue around, I think. Makes
Is
sense.
there any argument to go to the ace point? I don't think so, because he needs to make the 4.
You need to make the 4.
He needs to make the 4.
Ryan rolls a 4.
Oh, big roll. He needs to
And
enter with a
Ali,
with a 5 or
Ali
a 2.
does not want to fan.
He
I'll
needs to
tell
enter
you
with
that.
a 5 or a 2.
3-2. Okay, that's a pretty good roll.
Yep.
Ryan needs another 4. He fans. 5s
Now-
and 2s cover.
Look at Ryan's face. He's not happy for some reason.
And there's the 2, and just slot the bar and get it over with.
I think it's over with already. I would pass. I wouldn't take this cube right now. And he's thinking about the cube. It's not a redouble.
Very close, but not
Not
yet.
a redouble yet. I guess you're so right about the checker on the 2 and the 3.
Who? Wow.
So ZZ's a winner? Wow.
2 makes the 6 prime, and
We
here
got
comes
ZZ and
down.
PJT. We got some really incredible players left in this tournament. Yeah, Peter Jess Thompson, ZZ, and whoever wins here We've got some 3 incredible players right there.
It's actually a pretty good roll, being able to use the 2 to hit. Ryan fans, and here comes the recube from Ali.
I'm passing. I'm passing. It might be a small take. Yeah, oh, it was a take. Look at that, how big a take it was. It wasn't even a redouble, and I'm passing. And he passed it too.
So it comes down to those checkers I was talking about again.
The score also, he's behind in the score. That's got to be part of it. That's got to be part of it. I'm shocked that that wasn't a recube because I wasn't even taking. That's why I'm sitting here and they're sitting there.
Yeah, well, how much of a detriment is it to have those checkers there? I mean, generally you can try to penalize the position on the closeout by about 1% per pip. You don't know what he's going to roll. He could just roll 6-5 to cover. He could roll 4-3 and not even cover. Right? He could open up with his very first 6 if everything goes well.
But after he makes it, isn't it a big pass? I mean, don't you lose your market when you just make the point? Maybe not. I guess not.
It depends what the 6.
Not.
If he covers it with 6-5, maybe not. Yeah.
Wow, this is a quick cube.
Oh shit.
Not a double, but not bad. Not too bad a double, but it's strong.
4-1, only entering with 1.
This is about the 3rd double that we've seen Ryan make. That was not a double. Is it the 3rd one, or at least 2 doubles that Ryan has given that were loose?
Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I mean, I can see why, but that's very tough. It gives him some shots back from the roof if he wanted to take part of them, but I think he's just trying to protect his lead here by making this anchor against this blitzing structure. His game is going to be really good regardless after this, because having this anchor here and the 1 point made really makes for an inflexible position.
It's always ugly when you have your ace point made.
Make the 4 and play 13-9.
Yeah. I didn't see the numbers on that cube, but I knew it was wrong. It was too early.
6-2 hits. So Ali would like to enter deep. So I think entering with the 3 seems pretty clear, and then maybe just playing the 5 down. Maybe you can enter with the 5 and use the 3 to slot the 3. This is probably the only other play I'd be considering.
They're close. They're very close.
Yeah. Maybe coming here doesn't allow him to just lay that checker here with a 5.
Better outfield control to do what he did. Okay. Your hands are tied here. There's not much you can do.
I should have took the over, Phil.
No kidding. They're both playing twice as bad as I thought. They both played closer to 4, and I thought they were going to play closer
to 2.
2.
Yeah.
It's not that they're bad players.
We've had
what happens is when you have worse PRs or better PRs, a lot of it depends on just how difficult the decisions you had to make.
Yeah, and the decisions have been tricky, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I love the type of game that this is. It's just been complex sort of stuff.
Yeah. But most of their big mistakes were cube errors, not checker errors. Their checker play, I bet you if you look at the PR for checker and cube, it's the cube that's killed them both on their PR. Their checker play's been really fantastic. I've learned some things today from you. Thank you, Justin, for your knowledge here. I really learned some good insights.
I appreciate it, Phil. Thank you very much. I've learned stuff from you throughout the years as well, so I think everyone helps each other out.
Well, 20 years ago when you were worse than me, maybe you learned something from me.
I mean, it's funny what you can pick up from just listening to people talk about the game. I mean, even players that aren't necessarily world-class level players still might have an insight that you haven't really thought about, so...
My Peru friends are saying hello. I've got several students and friends here from Peru, from Lima.
I've been.
I spent a couple weeks there recently, and it was just delightful.
Many years ago, I did like an Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile sort of trip, which took about 2 months to get through.
Sounds great.
Peru,
I'm going back.
Went, did the Salcante trek to Machu Picchu. Good time.
I'm going back, and I'm going to do some of that too, but mostly Peru. My daughter-in-law's a chef, cordon bleu gourmet chef from Peru. And the food in Peru, the #1 ranked restaurant in the world is in Peru, and they have 4 Michelin star restaurants. Oh, big roll.
Yeah, I mean, this
Big
is
roll. Just running
interesting.
around.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Just run. Not too complicated.
Double fives. Okay, now we have a new race leader.
Ryan may be getting punished for this early cube here.
Might be a while before he gets a recube.
Yeah, it makes him a 52% favorite, though, but that's not holding that doesn't show the cube vig. That's cubeless equity that you're looking at. So it says 52%, but because he has the cube, he's probably more like 57% or 56%. If it's a race, you gain 18% in the race. I learned that from my friend, Mr. O'Hagan. So holding the cube in a race is an extra 18% if it's over 60 pips. Really good number to know. It's about 1/6 more. So instead of 52%, he's about a 58% favorite.
Yeah, I mean, we could go to the 5 or we could go to the 3, which I think is a little bit better. Putting in checkers inside on your empty spots. So when you roll those numbers in the future, you don't miss. You can take checkers off.
That's a big roll. 10's a good number. Anything over 8 is a real plus.
Yeah.
But you don't see real fast recubes when you're winning. He's up.
Yeah, putting
5
a checker
away,
on
7
the 4
away.
seems okay. I probably would have had 2 crossovers there, but Ali in with the double 4s.
That could be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
that could
he
be
is
redouble
up by a
pass.
ton now.
Yes,
Ryan
and
needs a great roll,
I
and
think
he
it's
does
redouble
not get
pass.
one.
Game over.
All right, so
12 pips is a lot.
he's up by 12 pips in a 60-pip race, which
Big
is
pass.
20%.
Game over. He's punished for the early cube. Once in a while, you do get punished when you do something wrong. It happens.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
How bad was his cube in the beginning of the game?
It was, I don't remember, but it was pretty early. Oh, you can go back and look at it? That's so cool.
No double take, only 42.
Oh, that's right.
I
Okay.
think. Is that when that's when he gave it? Yeah, 42 million
Oh,
points.
okay.
or
Then I should shut up.
on plus
That's not that bad a
39,
cube.
4%.
Okay. I knew it was early. I thought it was a lot earlier than that. Not
Yeah.
a bad cube then. There's nothing wrong with 0.04, especially when you're losing in the match. You're down. Why is
And
he pondering this?
and I'm sure after watching this match back, Brian will be able to refine when he's doubling early in gammon full positions at similar scores in the future, which is what he'll do. And then the next time he approaches this spot, he'll never forget it and he'll play it better even then.
You're in a roundabout way. You're saying one of my favorite sayings. You don't learn from experience. You learn from your mistakes. Those are the ones that really drive home the lessons.
Well, I know. I used to work at a chess shop in the Village in New York City, and there were guys that played chess for 60 years, you know? Been at 1400 for 60 years. So playing isn't really going to do
That's
much
right.
for your game.
There were guys at my club in Chicago that got
Now
that had been
this-
playing 30 years and didn't have the right opening moves.
Yeah, I didn't like this running play, by the way. I thought that you should make the one, but
People don't like to make the one.
yeah, but you know, sometimes the alternatives.
30 years ago, you'd have been laughed at if you made the one.
30 years ago, if I had the knowledge I had today, I'd have been going to the bank. And they'd be laughing the whole way. It'd be totally fine.
Right. Life is different.
Yeah.
Run, rabbit, run.
So I think even though he's down in the race, which is why this is a hard play for him, I think hitting introduces more gammon losses for Ali. So why would we do that when we're just trying to simplify the game and just try to get ever and ever closer to our target of 17 points? So
he's down in the race. It would
just
be so hard for
trying
me to race here.
to run and just pick up the wins that he can without risking any gammons.
Before seeing the XG feed, I was tempted to hit. And he's doing it. Can't blame him for that.
This is a thematic sort of play for money, but at the score, I can see why it is a pretty sizable mistake.
And I can attest that Ali is a good money player because I played with him many times.
5, and now the 2 hits. And now, you know, Ryan has these double hitting options. He can smell
Look
the
how
gammons,
quick he
which is
turned
why
that
he's
cube.
throwing the cube. Any 4 followed by a double hit.
It was a big double, big take. Good.
And this is a double hit variation we're talking about. And if he doesn't roll a 5, this would have been a massive pass, which is why he had a cube from the roof.
It was a great double, a great take.
And this would have been a massive pass.
Okay, big rolls here. Big rolls.
5-2, covers and hits
covers.
again.
Yep.
Lots of stuff hits back, but if he doesn't hit back, Ryan is going to be cruising through him in this game.
6 out.
Yep, the out. This just comes out now.
Out because everything else is ugly.
Everything else is worse. You wouldn't mind keeping it here generally to try to make that anchor, but you're not really given the opportunity to do so in this position.
Ooh. Ooh, that makes 2 great points.
Oh.
That makes 2 great points, but it's wrong. Making 2 great points leaves the shot.
Yeah, Ollie finds this play. It's really nice blocking play, very well distributed. Might give him the chance to make the 5 in the future.
My gut was those 2 points, and I was wrong again.
6-5 is not a good roll. This just makes the 3 and gives Ryan the chance to make the 4. Ryan does make the 4 point.
Great roll for Ryan.
Ollie's best roll would be like a 2-1 or a double 1. 6-4 is bad. This just goes... Well, yeah, I guess you can actually just make the 5, huh? Wow. That's tough, but how do you win going to the 1, right?
It's close.
It is close.
Very close.
I think my first instinct play was to go to the 1, but then you see making the 5, and it's hard to argue against.
I would argue against it. I'm winning, and I don't want to get gammoned.
You can get gammon this way. Having a blot on the 1 is a terrible deficiency in your position.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen as fast.
It's true. It's true. That is...
I'm delaying the pain.
No, that is 1,000,000% what people are considering. 100%.
I know.
Everyone would prefer to die slow than to die instantly, right?
But you die more, so it's wrong.
If you make the play and then you get hit, you feel like you made the mistake. If you do the other play and then your position progressively gets worse over time, you can blame the dice. So why blame yourself when you can blame the dice?
It's exactly like marriage. As long as you got something to blame, you're never wrong.
So making the 1 point has the benefit, of course, of keeping your 5' and leaving no direct shots while putting your opponent on the roof, yeah? Putting your opponent on the roof is a really good idea because that's going to win you a lot more gammons. And this right here is actually, like, even though nobody can hit it right now, is much worse than a lot of people give it credit for. Kazuki pointed this out to me one day and showed me some positions. He goes, what about that guy? What about that guy? And I go, well, what about him? And if that checker had just been sitting anywhere else safely on top of a stack, you know, the position that I took that day in the chouette would have been a take. But because of that blot on the 1, it was a pretty big pass, but I won anyway.
Not only that, if he had made the ace point, the 5-1, he dances and he has much more tempo in this game.
And the gammon would be incoming potentially, yeah?
Double 3 does not hit or point.
But it makes the 5, and the 5 is good.
And he would like to have come out there. Now, there is some counterattack, but it's very difficult to have 2 checkers behind a 5' when you're not at the edge of the prime.
Yeah, those checkers are going to be
a real major problem.
quite difficult. And you can't even hit here. You just have to clear the 8. They're just giving
Look how
up.
close the hit is. It's .007.
Well, it's going to
That
win
shocked
more,
me.
but you're going to get gammoned way more.
But why is it .007 then? I mean, it's amazing. Has to give you more wins.
Way more wins.
So I guess you hit and cover. No?
While you're behind a 6', what is hitting and covering going to do?
Not leave blots?
Well, you could just play the computer's play 9 to 5 and not leave blots too.
Yeah, when I'm behind the 6 prime, I'm usually thinking, how do I not get gammoned? I'm thinking that much more than I'm thinking about how do I win. Maybe I do it too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think you are trying to give up here, to be honest, right?
Yeah, I think this looks like a give-up situation to
I
me.
think the only number you gain on when you make this play is an immediate 2-4, and even that is a tough road.
I'll bet you he does not make that play.
Yeah, I agree. I think this
This
more
is the right play.
robust position. You've got spares to play with. You'll get to keep your 6 and your 5 for a while. Maybe Ryan rolls double 6s and is forced to come around quickly.
Right now, with 2 checkers on the 8, you get gammoned about 8% of the time, but getting a 3rd checker back would raise that tremendously.
So maybe going to the 1 was okay. This might have a problem with 6-4 if Ryan rolls it. He might have to break his 7-point first because he can't really bear in and then play the 4.
Why wouldn't you play all checkers out the 6? Kill your 5s?
Here I would just play into the 5. Very nice distribution for the future.
Perfect.
All right.
What a fun time for a trap play. And it sort of is a trap play. They're close, whether you clear the 8 or the 7. I really wouldn't know what to do here. 1% difference. But you do clear, although this is close to.
This is awkward looking.
Well,
but he's looking for ways to not let him out. I like the look of this distribution the best.
yeah, because he's got a lot of pounders if he rolls a 5-4, high numbers.
5-6.
Now,
he's forced
with
off.
6, he forces him off. That's why I like this better. But it's 1%.
But if he rolls 5-6 specifically, for sure. I mean, yeah, this forces him off, though, right?
Yep. The other one didn't.
Only with 5-6, the other one. So we asked Ryan to play potentially a little bit slower so he didn't kill our transcriber.
It's not bad for his game either, by the way.
Well, it's a good thing he didn't open up the 7-point. Ali just rolled double 5s. Or 2 breaks this down. 5-1. It's funny. Normally I would take 2 checkers off, but I don't mind the look of 6-5 here just because black might be forced off and you have the opportunity to attack him. Oh, double 6s.
He is forced off.
Sickening.
In the best way. Okay, game over.
Game over? Who's
Game
winning?
Over. Game over.
Who's winning?
Ryan's got the game won.
Oy. I'm sure Ryan doesn't feel that way right now. I mean, he still has to roll some 6s. And he keeps on rolling 1s. He only has 4 checkers off. 6, okay, there's a gap developing on the 2, which isn't good for black.
Wow.
2-3, not good for Ryan.
Wow. I knew it was going to be game over one way or the other.
4-2. 2-1,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Okay, you see the dice gods?
Wow.
The dice gods.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, my-
Phil says
game
it's
over.
not even close.
Did I call
Yeah.
game over?
No problem.
oh my God. Double pass. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He can afford
I
to
played
roll
the
a
score.
2 as well.
Oh, yeah, but the score keeps you from doubling here. If you were behind in the score, that would be a redouble.
4-2. 3 roll, 3 roll.
That's
Is it a 4 roll?
21%.
1,
21%. He's got to take it 21%.
2-1. Oh, I see, I see. It was a 4 roll. The checkers were hidden. Ryan can still very easily win this game.
Yep.
There was a hidden checker on the ace that I just didn't see. 5-2. All right, Ryan, you need 2 big numbers. 3. And this 4 should go to the deuce.
Yep, now he's off 19 times next time and 17 misses.
Yeah,
This
we
is
all know 5-2 is better than 6-1.
This is 19-17 favorite.
Ali can win with 6 numbers here immediately, and double 3s is one of them.
Wow. Wow, that was a monster roll, monster swing. That was a tough one for Ryan. You can see it in his face. He was not happy. Now, I like that they took the cube off the table and they marked it Crawford. This is the first one I've streamed where they did that.
I think it's because you threatened them, Phil,
Yeah.
before the match started.
Yeah, like they were going to be afraid of me. One's bigger and one's faster. All right, this is Crawford. Nobody can double one game. If Ryan were to win this game, then he would be double very early, of course, probably on the first roll. If he wins 1 point, though, it would be a free drop, which Ali could just give up. Let's focus on this game. You've got to like Ryan's roll there. Hitting is huge. I'm splitting everything.
Let's please keep the chat friendly, everybody.
Ooh, this is a tricky double too. There's so many ways to play this.
Yeah, I mean, making the 9 just seems really solid, but of course Ryan's going for the play that's going to...
By the way, at this score, gammons don't help that much for Ryan.
Yeah.
And all it does is eliminate your opponent's free drop. That's how I know I don't try to get a gammon. You just play this like DMP to win the game. Very important to Crawford to realize whether gammons matter or not. They either do or they don't, and you need to know which.
Well, Ryan is 9 away, right? So the gammon would be helpful, but he would certainly,
No,
you know,
it
love
only
to win.
eliminates the free drop.
No, not at 9 away, because then 8 away, you get to actually 7 away if he wins a gammon. So if it were at an even score, that would be the case. But
So I got it
even
backwards.
odd away, yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
But at odd away, the gammon would help, but still, you know, it's still far away in a land far, far away.
You still need to win the game.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You said something brilliant earlier. You can't lose a gammon if you win the game.
That's true. This is what I say to myself before I dive into the deep end of the pool, you know? I go, well, you know, this play wins the most, but it's a little dangerous. So we'll see how it goes.
You know, when I really started studying this game a lot, one of my mentors was Stick.
Me too.
And Stick, he was a huge proponent of playing DMP, and I always just make the DMP play, and you're often not going to be wrong.
This is why I have very, very strong checker play skills, is because...
You did that.
Well, Stick was my first coach.
Yeah, he was a great coach. He was part of our Backgammon Learning Center. Now he's gone on to play mostly poker and tennis, and he's very good at both. And I guarantee he's still good at backgammon.
I can almost guarantee it. And there's a book written by Stick in the Backgammon Galaxy shop.
You know,
Holding Game Guru.
I haven't read that book. That's one of the few I haven't read, and I should. I have so much material in the Backgammon Learning Center that Stick and John O'Hagan helped us generate when we first got it. They were our first 2 teachers when Perry and I expanded. We now have 25 teachers. Some of them are almost as good as you. A guy named Mochi, Dirk Sheeman, Marty Storer, Steve Sachs, Joe Russell, Bob Wachtel. Not a bad lineup. And Paul McGrill worked with us for a while before he passed away. I call this spy versus spy. You're each holding each other's golden point.
This is a good roll. It gets to hit and come down to the 8. Of course, Ali has a chance to counter back by rolling a 2.
Well, Ryan has got his PR under 3, as I had predicted. And Ali has a chance to get there, too. Some good play here. A little bit tougher, but they're still playing very, very well.
All right, 4-1.
We can pat ourselves on the back for choosing to stream these 2 guys.
Double 5s, and Ryan gets to come out with everybody. Fantastic shot.
Yep, and he's up in the race. You race.
This gives us a chance potentially to have another game. Potentially. 5-4. 4 down, and the 5's going to slot the 3-point.
Game is too close to call.
Sounds like a presidential race.
Well, 57%.
5-3. Guess we make the 3 and slot the 5.
Ryan is
Ali
about a 60-40 favorite here.
is just trying to build a board here. This blocks the 9-point. Still leaves a shot with 6-2 and 5-3, but double 2s and double 4s is blocked, so that's good. Double 6 unblocked, though.
Ooh. Look at Ryan's face. He's not happy. Ryan is one of the few really top players where you can see his emotion.
Yeah, some of the guys don't flinch because they have been punished for so many years, but Ryan isn't old enough to have been punished for that many years to be desensitized to the pain yet.
I promise you, you can't tell by looking at my face whether my opponent rolled a good roll or a bad roll. Because I've only been playing for 71 years. I've had a little practice getting beat up, like you said.
Yeah. It's like a young boxer with a unblemished nose, you know?
Yeah. I felt like an old man until I sat down with Tom Z at breakfast. He's 89, and he's traveling all over the world, and he's still alive in the tournament. My hat's off to Tom. That tells me I got at least another 7 or 8 good years.
If you saw him at breakfast, he's definitely still alive at the tournament.
No, he's alive he's still winning.
Yes, okay, okay.
At least this round, yeah. Yes, at my age, when we talk about being alive, we should be specific.
Oh, and Ryan rolls a good one.
All right, Ryan.
A rare good one.
All right, Ryan. Now you don't have to throw your head up. Look at the sky.
Yeah. Oh, now he does. Yeah, he does.
There he is.
So
Look
sick.
You can see the disappointment.
Oh, my God.
He looks like a hockey player from Canada that just got hit
Double 2s.
against the boards. Oh,
My
poor
goodness. I mean, I laugh, but I can feel his pain for sure.
Oh,
Just when you think
Well-
I mean, the worst thing you can have in this game is hope, right, Phil?
you know, there's a saying: every roll makes somebody happy. I think the opposite is more true. Every roll makes somebody sad. Because the sadness is much more painful than the happiness.
It's true. The
You
pain,
remember it longer.
the pain of this game hurts more than it feels good to win.
Right. You remember all your bad rolls and all your opponent's good rolls. You don't remember your own.
Yeah. So I will say that it is impossible to win any backgammon tournament without a healthy dose of good luck.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you notice, the winning player should almost always, unless there's a disparity between the skill of the players in such a wide margin, is always going to be luckier than the player who lost.
And to your point, Allie's got a +7 luck factor, which is very high.
It's impossible to overcome.
Very high. You're right. I think with a 7 luck factor, you got to play like 5 PR better.
Oh, I mean, it feels like more.
This is not over. It's getting over. Ryan
needs
really has to
boxes.
perform. No,
2-1,
2-1
the
is not
absolute
performance.
worst.
He's going to have double sixes.
Maybe 4-1 was worse, actually, now that I
gonna
think
have
about
to-
it. It doesn't
oh.
take 2 checkers off.
He-
This one
he
gives
has-
some 6s. 3-2, okay.
Double threes. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's right,
No,
Ryan.
the other play. Double
threes.
threes.
And now
That's right.
2-1, 3-1.
And it-
Double 1s, 2-1. He's got a chance.
What a dramatic
Double 3s are
finish.
better, Ryan. And he rolls double 5s. And he rolls double 5s. We get another
Oh,
game.
my God, what a sequence. What were the odds?
Sick.
Come on, tell me, what were the odds?
Why is he not looking at the sky now?
He misses with 2-1 or 3-1, right?
Yeah.
2-1 or 3-1, that's 4 rolls. And then he has to roll double 5 or double. That's like 1/10 of 3% or anything. Unbelievable. That's backgammon, baby.
Let's just say that was unlikely.
All right, now it's not Crawford. They need to change the score. We need to change the
post-Crawford.
scoreboard to post-Crawford. They're looking at it. And by the way, he has a free drop. The way I know this one I get right, it's odd to have a free drop. So if your opponent is an odd number, you have a free drop.
Odd
Now, what is
away
that?
number or an odd number on the scoreboard?
Odd on the scoreboard.
Okay.
I think it's just such an odd thing. So what that means is, if he's losing, he could pass it without any cost. But he's winning because he had the opening roll and made a 5-3. And Ryan, of course, there's no reason to wait with the cube. You can't game when your opponent has a free drop. When he doesn't, you can play around a little bit. Okay, this is a good start. A good start for Ali.
Oh, yeah. The hitting play is okay.
Yeah.
My fun play was 13-11, 6-5,
All right,
but that's...
to your point, did you see Ali look disappointed? Did you see him look upset when he had this incredible sequence to lose? Not
No.
a bit.
No.
Not phased one bit. You can't see it. On the inside, woof,
Yeah.
you know what's going on there.
Yeah, but he's still up by 7 points, so I'm sure he probably feels comfortable. But if it ever starts to slip away, I'm sure...
He's going to remember that game. That
Yes,
sequence.
of course, I would remember it, but...
He's going to be telling that sequence to his great-grandchildren.
Honestly, Ali's been playing for so long. I'm sure he's used to the pain as well.
Wow. I got to sit down and figure the true odds of that sequence.
When you do, let me know.
It's 4 rolls.
Yeah, 6-5.
There's
Let's do it,
10%.
Ryan. 8-7, I mean. Yeah, that's what
And
I...
then you get,
I like this play, Ryan. Do it.
it's about 2%. It's about 2%. It's not that ridiculous after all. He had 2% winning chances and won.
Ooh, 6-1. Okay, this makes the bar, but Ryan has a chance to make the 7.
Ooh.
This is not ideal.
No, but I would.
Why can't he just cover?
Because it leaves a blot.
I know, but why can't he just roll a 6, you know?
Oh, why can't he roll? Oh, I see.
This is what I'd be asking.
Yeah.
So he leaves indirects just so if he gets hit on the outside, he can't cover on the inside as well. So Ryan will always have a 4 to hit back. It's a bit of a funny number. I guess he can't really cover.
Uh-huh.
Now making the 5 would be a huge improvement. He makes the 2, though. This is good.
Good for one player and bad for the other.
That's how that normally goes. 6-3 fans. Ryan
All
needs
right.
a 4-3, a 5-3.
Whoa,
Yes, 4-3
great
makes
roll.
the 5.
Great roll.
Ali needs an ace. He doesn't roll it.
There may even be some
3,
gammons
5.
here.
No, the 3 slots the 7. Okay, you can do it this way. I might have thought about coming off the anchor, but maybe this is better. Because it dupes double 1s, and he makes it. So make it and just hop out.
There's a lot of gammons now.
There
Almost
are.
50%. Almost 50% gammons. That's going to make this a much closer match.
He'd love to enter just so he can start moving some freight around the board, trying to save some of those gammons.
Yeah.
Normally with just one checker on the roof, you don't lose that many, but
Ooh,
we
he
can
threw
see
it
that
away.
there's just a ton of black
threw it
checkers in the
away.
outfield. And all of these equal G's and G's because
Yep.
all of these have to cross over before he can bear off and try to save the gammon.
Every 8 pips is about 10% gammons.
And he gets to enter and cover, and now any 4 or 5 is going to hit loose. This doesn't hit loose, and now if he hits with like a 3-1, Ryan could be counter-primed.
And again, you can see on Ryan's face how disappointed he was.
Well, of
with that
course. I
roll.
mean, any number must be better than that. 5-3. This has to. Wow. Yeah. I mean.
He could counter prime very easily.
Well, he could also get gammon, but he could also win in the 1 and the 2 has to hit loose on the 1. Ali would love to enter with an ace 3, ace anything. No.
Ryan needs a 4
4,
soon,
5,
and he
yep.
got it. He got it.
And he's out.
That was big. That's bigger than covering. The roll the 4.
Yeah, he needed to come
He
out
needed
there.
that 4.
That second checker equals a lot of gammons, and Ali doesn't roll a 1. 6s and 4s cover.
He doesn't need that other checker.
No, he would like it, but he doesn't get to
need
get it.
He doesn't need it.
Or 3. Or 2.
So all of that bad luck, and Ryan really was having a lot of bad luck, is
Yes.
made up for by that.
Well, you'll see
sequence.
Ali's luck factor is going down as Ryan now
It went from
is
7
the
to
favorite
4.
to pick up 4 points.
It went from 7 to 4. That's a
Well-
huge swing in one game.
3-1 takes off 2. And
We
he
got a
fans
match
again.
now.
A big double will put the fear in him. No, nothing. That's a really good roll, though. He does not want to fan anymore. Ali enters with both. Okay, so that saves any backgammons that I was trying to build up. 6-5. And the gammon is guaranteed. And Ryan has taken a chunk out of his deficit. He's now only down by, what, 3 points, Phil?
Yep, that miracle sequence might turn out to be very, very big. What a game. What a game we play. Why do we do this to each other?
Now there's something players do, of course, right? Where when they're rolling bad, they whine to get better numbers.
How about taking a timeout? That's what you do. You take a timeout. And by the way, again, when they come back, he will have a free drop. Wow. We got a match.
We do.
We have a match.
Pretty good, huh?
1 away, 4 away. 1 away, 4 away. Automatic cube.
Oh, yeah.
25%?
Yeah. The double sixes.
All right. We got to remind you to hit the like button. And we want to remind you to go to the Backgammon Galaxy and take the quiz every day. Ali helps us put those together. We have great quizzes. I'm taking them every day, learning a lot from them. And the most important thing is come to Monte Carlo next year. If you're watching us, get off your butt and come over here. It's the most fun thing you can do,
Certainly
even if you don't play in the tournament.
When you say fun thing, I mean, it doesn't look like the players are having a great time at the moment. Ryan looks
I guess
depressed.
I'm having fun because I'm not losing.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never lost money playing, doing commentary. So for me, this is really fun.
That's not true. The other day you lost 20 and I gave it back.
You did give it back. That's right. See, I forgot about the 20 I lost to you.
Yeah, of course. It's always good to forget your losses.
Well,
I'll forget that I lost the 20
I
back.
prescribe to Albert Schweitzer, who says that happiness is good health and a bad memory. Young lady, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself since what's your name?
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm
Where you from?
15 years old from New York.
From New York. And how did you learn to play backgammon?
My parents taught me.
Right? And you play a lot?
Yeah.
You do? Are you good?
I'd like to think so.
Oh, that's great. How are you doing in the tournament?
I'm not allowed to play in the main event, but I've been playing some side matches with Easy and other Grandmasters.
Wonderful. This is a good example of why I think backgammon is really coming back. We're not only getting bigger young numbers, we're getting more young people, and we have more of a thrust to do that. I just joined a committee of 3 or 4 people we're having on backgammon in every major high school in Jamaica, in Kingston, Jamaica. There's programs going on in New York, thanks to a lot of work by Antoinette and some friends there. We're doing a lot to bring more kids into the game. There's not a better game for kids. They learn math, they learn probability, they learn to deal with good and bad luck, they learn to be good sportsmen, and they can play on an equal basis with adults, and they can play their whole life. Look at me. I started playing when I was 6 or 7 years old. I'm 80 years old, and I've got friends all over the world that I wouldn't have had if it wasn't for backgammon. I probably have nothing but enemies all over the world if it wasn't for backgammon. So we have a hell of a situation going on here, and I'm going to take a little bit of a break and rest my voice. You still alive and everything? Hey, Bill? Why aren't you wearing a bracelet? What's the matter with you? Gotta pick one. Gotta have a bracelet.
Of those dice right there.
What?
The white ones.
Are those? Good, that's a tight one. That's what I want to get rid of. That's too tight on me. That's the perfect for you. I'm gonna pull it off without breaking it. But this will guarantee to bring you luck and you're gonna win.
Thank you. Oh my God, we're twinning.
It's so cute. Great, you're gonna win. Hey, man. Lost? Oh no, this game was he had an incredible sequence to come back, and now he's playing like a 4 away, 1 away post flop.
Watching, not at 10%.
Ryan was had horrible luck. He was minus 7 luck back. Now he's minus 4 luck.
He's good at hitting himself.
He needs to go up.
Ryan's playing almost. He's playing 3 PR.
I know.
Galaxy is that rating is.
It's not the same.
No,
He's playing 3 PR. That's not good for Ryan.
That's not good enough anymore. It used to be the best. Now you're
I
not even good
actually was willing to bet they would both play at the PR. Justin was going to take the bet.
Some of those mistakes, you play great at the beginning.
PR is hurt because cube, not check. What's your reason? Cube is spinning. Cube, how many market? You didn't have very many market losers. How big a mistake was it? You did it so fast.
Download the Backgammon Galaxy app now. Scan the QR code to get started. Get your elite dice from Backgammon Galaxy. Low glare, matte surface, casino grade. 10% off. Use code BGWC2025 at shop.backgammongalaxy.com. Special Backgammon World Championship 2025 deal at shop.backgammongalaxy.com. 10% off everything. Use code BGWC2025 at shop.backgammongalaxy.com. New book by Grandmaster Mark Olson. 10% off. Use code BGWC2025 at shop.backgammongalaxy.com. Upload your backgammon matches and let the AI transcribe it automatically. Visit trackgammon.com today.
You can't stand here. It's straight. Okay, we're back, and what turns out to be a very exciting match that we thought was pretty much over until that crazy 2% sequence. I think it's about 2% chance that he had to.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will do the exact math. I take your word
2-1,
for it.
3-1 followed by double 5 or double 6. So it's not that hard. Right about 2%. And 2% is not that unusual in backgammon.
2%
2 out
happens.
of 100 times.
2% is not that unusual. That's for sure. I mean, I've lost games where XG said I won 100% of the time.
Really?
Straight races, yeah, literally 100%.
It must have been like 99.99.
No, I mean, yes, it just rounded up to 100. Yeah, exactly. I found that rounding error to be very annoying that day.
It's annoying when you lose, not so annoying when you win.
I don't think I'm on the right side of those ever, Phil. It's never happened for me in my favor.
Yeah, again, it's the bad memory thing.
Exactly.
You don't remember the times it happened the other way. So David Wells came over while you were gone. He has a piece of Ryan. He's so mad about the 4-cube recube that Ryan, not only was it wrong, but he whipped it so fast. He's really angry. He's letting him have it right now and giving him a lecture.
The 4-cube recube, where he then ended up winning the game for 4 points, but almost got the gammon for 8.
Yes.
How unfortunate.
If you want justice, don't play backgammon.
Give him a pep talk, he's going to win now.
Right? David gave him the pep talk, and he's going to take full credit if he wins.
Yeah. So we're at 1 away, 4 away post Crawford. So
it's a free drop.
We have a free drop incoming. So essentially, if Ryan has any advantage at all in this game after the first roll when he doubles,
if I was Ryan's coach,
the other side will pass.
Yeah, well, he'll play great. He knows this situation way better. He's got this all down.
Oh, that's a great cube. What a wonderful cube he just gave, right? Did you tell him to do that, David?
2-1 double, right? And now he passes. So
okay,
now the
there's
free
no
drop
more
is
free
gone.
drop. And now there's no more free drop, and Allie pretty much has to take just about any cube
Was that a take?
he's handed.
Just looking at the XG feed on the other side.
Yeah,
Interesting.
if he had even 1%, see, he's not playing around with him. Sometimes people play the trick here. He's just giving him the cube, and it's a huge take. His take point is .024.
And 5-4.
Great roll.
Creates the advanced
Great
anchor.
roll.
5-3. I would just come off of my back anchor, do this. Yeah, I like the look of this.
So this is a big gammon go situation for Ryan. If he can win a gammon, he wins the match.
2-1.
Ali's
Traditional
gotta
play is
make sure he
boom,
doesn't get
boom.
gammon. Nice play for Ali.
2-1 misses
He's
both.
rewarded.
And
He
now
is
if he can
rewarded.
cover both, Ryan looks like he's going to be doing not so well in this game. 4-5. Well, there's the 4, and the 5 just comes down. Ryan has a chance to roll a 3 or a 4 to hit the checker off the 20.
Oh, he
Okay,
missed.
this is probably
It's a good roll, but he missed.
might be better than just hitting. I mean, now he has an advanced anchor and the bar point. That's a darn good roll.
It probably was better than a hit. Probably was.
6-4 has to point on him. He doesn't get to make the 5.
It's clear. Point. That's clear.
Ryan hits back with any 5.
5
1,
is
4,
huge here. It's really big.
2, 3, 6,
He
6,
danced,
boxes,
he danced.
fans. Momentum is now in Ali's
Look at
favor.
looking
He
up
can
again.
cover.
You can see it in his face.
5-2 makes the 3-point. And Ryan enters with a 5.
And plays 8.
I think so, at least.
8-7. And
Maybe
with
you
the
can
5,
enter on
play
the 1.
8-7.
It's safer to enter on the 24. Yeah. There you go.
The right play.
You don't want to get attacked on the 5-point.
It's not vulnerable.
Yeah. Nothing can really hit
It's
you
not
back
so
there.
bad to be on the ace when you have the 18 point, so you've got a 6 out safely.
Seems okay. So Ali's considering what we would consider to be like a double falcon type play where he just comes out with both checkers here and here.
Good play. Very nice play.
Helps with this blot in the board that it's
Very
going to be
nice
very
play.
difficult to hit and cover at the same time. So he sees the best play isn't even to hit.
No, no,
If he
no,
does
no,
this, this
no.
would be a tremendous
Don't hit.
blunder.
Don't
Funny
hit.
enough, the best play is actually making the 5.
It didn't even look like he looked at making the 5.
And 6-4 gets to make the 10-point.
Yep.
He looked at it for a second.
He
I
did?
noticed,
He did?
yeah.
Okay.
And here we could probably double slot.
This is legal. He moved it legally.
Ali has a very strong lead here in this game, up 38 pips.
Ooh.
6-5 has to go to the 2.
That's all there is.
We're not
Oh, look.
volunteering any shots here.
There's a close play to leave a shot with a double blot.
6-5 makes the 2-point.
You really don't need that midpoint when you've got the 18.
Yeah, but making the 2 seems decent.
It's close. Very close. I've been trained to give up the midpoint when I've got the 18. We've got more matches streaming at 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock today.
Hope those burgers get here soon, Phil. Nice play by Ryan. 6-1, shot lever.
Ooh, you hit off the ace?
Shot lever.
I think you do. Yep.
Yeah, I think this is one of the nice things
wanna get
about
rid of 'em.
about this play. I really, yeah, wow.
Well, but the double blot in on Ryan's side of the board makes you a little less scared to hit.
Exactly.
But you do hit off the ace because that's where you want to get rid of them.
And that's the 1 right here. So let's do that first, and then let's find the best 6.
And that is the best 6. The most covers. You're leaving a blot anyway. He's got 2 blots on his side. You just hit off the ace and try and find the 6.
And it's probably not so bad here as well. It gives you a lot of numbers to cover, and then the only additional number, right? So 5-5 is duped
Yep.
to enter and hit here.
He played it right.
And 5-3 is like a sloppy mess.
Oh,
1-6.
1-6.
Great shot, and this comes out. Down is better. Wow.
Down is, it's a blunder to just come out. You need to cover.
Wow, look at that. Maybe you also do better on 1-6. Sheesh.
Well, you win 4% more gammons. 10 and more games.
You also
Wow.
leave 2 fewer shots. Well, 1 fewer
Nice
shot.
play,
You
Ryan, if
double
he makes
one.
this play. That's a hard play to make. He got it.
I'm going to grade that play an
Got
A+.
it.
Plus. 4-3. I guess you don't get double hit on 4-3 either, which is an improvement. 4-3 would have been a double hit the other
You
way.
do get double hit. Huh?
Yeah, but not here.
All right. Ali's got a very commanding position here with any kind of good rolls.
6-4. That
doesn't
hits
cover.
here with the 4.
Yeah, but he doesn't cover.
So that 4 should hit. And I guess we'll decide where to put the 6. Maybe we, I don't know, we can focus on trying to cover somehow.
Good play.
Seems reasonable.
It's the right play. Very nice play.
Giving yourself a 3 to cover.
A 1
Ryan
is
rolls
huge.
a 1.
That's huge for Ryan. Keeps him in the game.
It does help out quite a bit.
But a 5 is big here. Oh, sure. Big rolls are always cocked.
4-2.
He
This
missed
misses everywhere.
He missed him everywhere.
Ryan would love to enter now and try to find a way to bring this game like back together because it seems like it's falling apart.
He's thinking about playing inside to keep the 5s duped. No, it doesn't keep the 5s duped. He has a play there, sure. All right, big roll for Ryan. Big roll. He got it. He got his ace.
Ace.
6 down. What else? That's all he can do.
At least he has some sort of semblance of a game now that he has that 24-point anchor.
And he doesn't get hit here. That helps.
4-3.
It would be a blunder to hit here. And it was on my list. I got to admit, I thought about it. Good play, Ryan. Good play.
2-1.
2-2.
2-2.
2-2.
Even better.
Yeah. Oh, really? Really? I would have thought that coming out to the 18 was right.
I don't know. I don't mind this. This looks pretty good because it keeps direct contact with everything that's back there, and he might not be able to clean it all up. He might get a direct shot.
Just because you and XG think it's right doesn't mean it's right.
I agree.
Good catch, though, Justin. You got it. It is right to go to the 16. And I would have reflexively just gone to the 18. Don't do anything reflexively. I think that's the key. Good play. Great play. Puts pressure on both those outside blots. And he's got no way to play safe as a result. He's got no safe play. And no hit.
There you go. And that's one of the benefits
Oh, my
of
goodness.
this type of play here.
And he's
is
going to
that
leave
it
a
puts
double shot.
pressure here.
It's going to be a double shot. Wow. Going to the 16 was huge. It was really big. Keep it down a little bit. Going to the 16 was really big. Well, there's your single shot. It's ugly. I got a major problem. I really like both of these guys. I hate to see either one of them lose.
I know.
This single elimination is so cruel. They're both good, just great players and great guys. It's like I can't look.
Nice play by Ali.
Very, very nice play. It's the right play.
And he hits 6-5.
And continue.
1-6, 4-3, 4-5. Hit back from the roof. 4-2 though. Exposes another. No, it doesn't. He still has the 2 to play here. I thought it did for a
Ryan's
moment.
got some real great shots here. And he's going to hit.
Yeah, 3.
Going to hit, come
comes
around.
down.
This could be a monster roll here. This is a monster roll, whether he rolls a 4 or not.
Boxes, okay. Ryan has the opportunity. Does he get to cover? He does
Yes.
with the 3.
So
With
Ryan
the
started out with a -7 luck factor, and I
Is
bet
it
you
better to
it's
slot
gone
right
down
now?
to 2.
I'm not sure.
It
Might
is
have
gone
gone
down
to the
almost 3.
13.
3 luck factor.
1-5. 6-5. He has to hit.
Yeah, if you can't make the bar, you have to hit. You can't let him have the 6 out. It's harder to roll a 1-6 than it is to roll a 6.
All right, this is the moment. If Ali can roll an ace, it'll really help him stay in this
No,
game.
you have to hit.
Yeah, there's no other option.
There's no option.
Ace.
Oh, big ace. The 2, you just come in quietly.
1-6 just comes out.
Ooh, is it out?
Yeah, it dupes the 6s.
sure?
For sure. It dupes the 6s.
Isn't
6
24
here.
numbers?
6
You're
here.
right. You're right.
You can't stay with 3 checkers on the 24 in a moment like this.
He's looking at the other one.
This is unsavory doing that one. You got to do
Nice
this.
play, Ryan. Very nice play. Wow. Under real pressure. And he's rewarded. He's missed. He is absolutely missed. In fact, not only is he missed, this is a horrible roll.
5-3 is absolutely atrocious
This
after
is a
that.
terrible thing to happen to. Every roll makes somebody unhappy.
I know. I know how Ali
Wow.
feels about this roll.
Wow. This roll, not only this roll could get him gammon too. He
Yeah.
gets gammon 25% of the time after he makes the right play, and that cost him the match.
I think the problem with this is that you might not cover, and you could then leave a shot here and then have this other blot here. Whereas if you do this 2-down play right now, at least you're only playing with 1 more blot. And at least the 3s are duped to hit here and also to hit here. So that like duplication probably makes some difference to the computer's analysis as well.
So this is the wrong play.
Yeah.
That was the wrong play.
Now he has 3s and 4s to hit.
And the 1 doesn't matter too much. All right.
It might if he rolls double 3s.
Yes,
1-2
he rolled a
again.
1. That makes it exciting.
And now he has to lift.
Wow.
He can't keep that blot there.
Yep. That was a monster roll there.
5-4.
Come around.
Yeah, we just come
It's
around to the 11, leaving the 6 there as it's duplicated.
It dupes the 6, but
No part of us wants to do this because we're getting killed in the race so much. Our fallback plan is that 24-point game. 3-2. What do you do now?
I don't know.
What do you do now?
I don't know. I get angry.
Look at that, 13-8.
I get
my
angry.
God. You know when a roll is so ugly, you just want to forget that it ever happened.
Oh, what a roll.
It looks cocked, right?
What a roll. This is like 2 in a row that, or 3 in a row that Ali's had horrible, horrible shakes. See, he's being punished for playing at +7 luck factor earlier in the match.
I know.
The dice god's trying to even it out.
It's true. It's better to get lucky late than it is early.
That's right. I'd like to be 1% lucky in the last game. That's where it counts.
Yeah, breaking the board is bad. Because on your next roll, if you don't roll a 6, this could be open.
Yeah.
This could be open. This guy could be open as well.
At this point, you start thinking about how do I not get gammoned?
And this is why 2 down was a better play, is because it just cleans up so much easier when it works.
Yeah, how would this play if he brought 2 down? It'd be much, much better. Well, he might have been hit.
It might have been it.
Yeah, he might have been hit. We don't know. It's hindsight. I like that he's taking his time. He's got 3 minutes on the clock. And you know there's not going to be too many more games in this match. So use your time. This is a big play. This is a very, very difficult play. This is one that would be a good quiz play.
Yeah. If I were Ali, I would like to resign no gammon.
Absolutely.
Because it is smelling very gammonish at this moment in time, yeah?
Well, it says 38%, 30%. There's that 39%. Yeah, 39% gammons with the right play.
With the incorrect
And
one,
that means the match.
it's more.
And that's the match. This is the play of the match. All right, he played it wrong.
All right, he did, but it's not that big of a mistake. But if he rolls a 3, he does not. Slotting the back of the prime with the blot on the board, I like it. It's not possible to hit and cover, but he could hit and lift.
Very close.
But these 6 prime plays have a tendency to win more games because if you get away with this and just roll a 4, he can never leave. So it has to win more games, and it does win the most games.
Nice play, Ryan. Nice play. .004, very close. He got the 6.
Oh, and he gets the
lift.
lift. Disgusting. But Ryan can just enter.
Yep.
And if he enters, it's still going to be very difficult for Ali to get around the board.
Still a very, very good roll for
5-5.
Ali.
So we come out with both and then play in, or we come out with 1 and then play in?
Come out with both.
So let's do that. No, I put it back on the 6 for a minute, and then maybe think about playing down. In, out, and then this goes in, and then we've got one more. Do things in order, right?
Going to the ace is not the right idea.
No, you have no covers.
Not the right idea here. No. No, that's not great. That's not the right
Yeah.
idea. You get hit too much. And
For one, he gets to safety this
Buckle
checker.
it. Double fours. Do you make the 16 point? No.
Do you make the 20?
You do make the 20. According to XG, you make the 20. Making the 16 is not too bad. It's 4%. It's worth looking at. These are not easy plays they're having here. They're horribly testy rolls. And every one of them is a very, very critical play for the match.
Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't yet, smash the like button for this insane match we're watching right now. Who do you think's going to win this game? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Ryan is going to win the match. Put a 2 in the chat if you think Ali is going to win the match. Who do you think?
Yeah, this game is only 55-45.
We have 1,000 viewers watching us right now, and we only have 100 and something likes. So please hit the like button. It'll really help us out a lot over here. So this is really trying to maximize the contact, but this might make him getting home a bit easier. I don't know. This is difficult. Very, very
be hitting
difficult
out
play.
Those are hard plays. Every one of these
play
plays.
to try to figure
It's
out
very
how we're,
tough.
oh my God, and he gets to
That
make
is your
the
super
20
joker.
point.
That is your super joker.
He gets to make the 5 point as
Oh,
well. Two
monster.
checkers on the roof. Ryan needs an ace just to
That
have a
could
chance.
be the whole match, that roll.
And he rolls a 1 and a 4. Look at that.
Ooh.
Wow.
Key roll here. Very key. There's a lot of shots here.
6-1.
That's not one of them.
Yeah,
There's still a lot of shots coming up.
Still awkward.
Just stay
3-1.
back.
Yeah,
Stay
stay there. He might roll 6-5 right now.
What a
He might
dirty
roll
thought.
5-4 right now.
Or a double 5.
He
Double
might
6,
roll
rather.
6-4 right now.
5-2.
5-2 breaks that point right there.
But
There you
there's
go.
more shots in the future.
Yeah.
What do you do here?
Well, you just come out off the 21. I don't think there's any other play.
Yeah, you don't break your board.
Breaking our board is only in karate class. 5-3. He doesn't have to play the 5. So the 3 just comes off.
It's close. Very, very close.
I would take it off. I see that it's close.
Well, since gammons don't matter, I'm less inclined to take it off.
I know that if I get a bunch of checkers off, though, and I get hit later, maybe I win more games that way as well. Some life after death
Yeah.
scenarios.
That's what I learned from Matt Congeyer. When in doubt, take him out. It might be wrong, but it's usually not wrong by much. Okay, good play. Good play.
All seems fairly reasonable.
Does he split?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Does he split?
You would get a double shot with 6-5, 5-4.
It might be right to split. It is.
Yeah.
It is right to split by a lot.
and
Oh,
he-
Brian,
tactics on
why
the
take more
6-5.
time on that?
Oh, and he rolls the 5-4. That would have been a double shot.
Oh, it would have been huge.
It would have been a double shot.
He's gonna hate himself for that play.
5-4 would have been a double shot.
He's gonna hate himself for not taking longer. It's okay to get it wrong, but take longer.
5-4 would have
You got
been a
9 minutes
double
on the
shot.
clock, and this is for the whole match.
Oh, now he does it.
Oh, Ryan.
No, 5-4
He's
would have
still
been
young.
a double shot.
He's gonna remember these. He's gonna be incredibly scary in the future because of it. All right, the 1 is the whole match here. This is the match. This is it.
11 numbers.
No.
And Ryan doesn't get it.
No, and he shook his head.
Ali
Great
is the
match,
winner of this
very
match,
exciting
moving on
match.
to the round of 32.
Look at how they play, just barely over
Ali,
3, and they're
Çetin,
both
Belene.
disappointed in their play. I guarantee you.
From Turkey.
Great match, great game.
Congratulations to Ali.
All right.
Everyone in the chat, throw up the 2s for the Ali. Fantastic
Justin
winner
Knoll
here.
and Phil Simborg here signing off. We'll be back in about an hour with another match, and then we got 10 o'clock and another match. We got the Super Jackpot at 10, and I think the next round's in 1 hour at 5
Yeah,
o'clock.
we've got 1 hour break between
Yeah, an
now
hour
and the
break.
next round, so we will
Thank you
see
for
you all
watching.
then.
Well, they didn't disappoint in their skill, a little bit. I expected both of them to play a little bit better, but how do you fault people who are playing at 3 PR?
I mean, the complexity of the decisions in this match, the ability for both of them to keep the match on the rails, despite like a rocky start for Ali, I just know by the end of the match his PR is going to be under a 3.5.
Yeah. That's great playing. Great playing. And really, you could do a whole class on just those difficult rolls at the end. They were really complicated.
There was a lot of stuff going on, and very difficult to keep it on the rails. It comes